smile is in my mind. Did I ever show you all your gifts I kept from the first time? That your smile is in my mind. Did I ever show you all your gifts I kept from the first time?
Lo que siento y no te miento, y todo esto me siento y no vento. welcome back or welcome to the Sandwich Makers broadcast. I'm your host, Maxine Sand. With me over there behind the scenes is my husband, Max Sand. Tonight we have two fun-filled topics to talk about. One that I've actually picked and one that, Max kind of picked it, but it's something that we actually are both kind of interested in. So, the first thing that we're going to talk about is something that I actually did find this on TikTok. I did not see the original video, but I started seeing people's other stitches or what do they call them? Duets. Trying to think of what TikTok calls all their stuff. Of DoorDash girl. Also, her name is actually Olivia Henderson. From now on, I will just be calling her Olivia because I do feel like it is so unfortunate for DoorDash that her nickname across social media is DoorDash girl. So, I'm going to jump right into it. And so the claim for Olivia is that in October of this year, she posted under her TikTok handler IRL Monster High Doll. She posted a video on TikTok of a customer who was passed out and partially nude on his couch, just laying there kind of sprawled out. And
penis and everything?
Yeah, his unfortunately, that
God.
was visible.
What about the balls?
Shush. I'm trying to get through this claim and be serious, so shush.
I am serious. I wouldn't want somebody looking at my balls when I was drunk.
Anyway, so she posted the video on TikTok of the customer who was passed out, partially nude, on his couch. She claimed she was a victim of sexual assault / harassment and that the man intentionally exposed himself with the front door wide open when she arrived to leave his order at the door, because in the instructions it said you just leave his order at the door.
Ain't no way if he's passed out drunk his penis is long enough to have sexually assaulted her through the door. That's crazy.
No, so she's claiming that exposing himself to her was the act of sexual assault.
That's not assault. Assault is touching.
Not according to her.
Oh, okay.
So,
that's called sexual harassment. Harassment was the word she was looking for.
So, she did report this to DoorDash, the sexual assault to DoorDash. 2 days later, she was actually fired.
Yes, boss. I would like to report a penis.
Because, as I mentioned, she actually did post the original video, uncensored, of the man passed out on his couch. He had a shirt on. Unfortunately, I saw the original video once.
So hold on.
Or actually a couple times, just scrolling through, and it was, ugh.
She went from being a victim of sexual assault to a pornographer?
Basically.
Wow.
But she didn't think it was wrong what she was doing. This stupid... I like this thing, but it always falls.
Well, then he needs a cut of all the money she's going to make on this pornography.
So, like I said, she posted the actual original video without him censored at all on TikTok. And it was removed. It was taken down. And so, was that all she did? No! Because she actually posted multiple videos up on TikTok of the same video, but she blurred the section out.
Oh, well, thank God for small
But
why are you gonna call it a small section? That ain't nice.
But the videos kept getting taken down off of TikTok. I wonder why.
Well, because they don't allow pornography.
Yes. Let's see what
I just want my Chavez out in chat says now assault is non-contractual, battery is contactual. I get you. It depends on your state, but My point is him showing you his dick. I guess if it was out in a public setting and he was in a trench coat and he went, ha ha!
Yes.
Here, I might consider that assault, but like if he's asleep in his home, assuming that's what's going on here, we'll see videos and stuff, and you got more. But yeah, I mean, it's one of those gray areas for sure. Until she posted videos of his dick all over the internet, then it becomes less of a gray area and more of a, what a dumb bitch. If you really thought it was so bad, why don't you just bring it to the police?
Yeah. So.
Did the police get involved?
Oh, hold on. So I actually just found out some stuff that's on my phone that I'm going to read in a minute. But, so 2 days after she reported this sexual assault to DoorDash, she was actually fired. So then she proceeded to make videos.
I wonder why.
She started making videos saying that DoorDash fired her for no reason.
Just none at all.
Yeah, because she's like, oh, they fired me basically because I was for my sexual assault, for reporting my sexual assault, whatever. Like I said, we will see videos.
Yeah, that can happen in real life. Like, that happens. I'm not even going to say, no, that happens. Sometimes somebody reports their abuse, and then because the abuser has power, right, that they absolutely get shut down and dissuaded from telling their story and things like that and kind of punished for it. I just don't think that's what happened here. I think she got fired for the pornography of a non-consenting customer. I mean, if it was more of a pizza guy porno movie situation, I could or a plumber, you know, oh, I'm here to check the pipes. Maybe I get that, right? But if he's just passed out drunk with his dick out, maybe just leave the food and go, girl.
Mm-hmm.
Especially if you didn't want any of his dick, then why are you even looking? Why you gotta film it? He ain't out there in the street with a trench coat. Those guys need to be picked up. There's less of those guys than ever, though. More of them now are they like the groomer angle, as far as I can tell. But regardless, yeah. No, you shouldn't just show your dick to a random woman. I agree that that's bad. Is it the way she's describing sexual assault? I mean, only if you need to play the victim card to get out of trouble, which is what it sounds like she was. Well, actually, it sounds like she tried at first to make clout for herself.
Mm-hmm.
Then realized that people didn't like her doing this and weren't taking her side. So then she played ultra mega victim of a conspiracy. Many such cases. I know of one I'm not going to talk about tonight, but there's many such cases of people that delude themselves into believing that because they think they're the victim, everybody's going to get them out of trouble. Imagine doing that.
So I'm trying.
And Maya says, never go full Ralph. She gonna learn. Yeah, don't go full Ralph of non-consensually posting dirty pictures or intimate photos of other people.
Yeah, I'm gonna get into some of that.
Even in the case of Ralph, you could argue there was a level of consent in the sexual act. But the non-consent was in the not knowing it was being filmed and then posting it online. And he was convicted of that crime. He gets mad about that, but it's true. You're a convicted revenge pornographer.
I am trying to find...
She is not charged with revenge porn, right?
No, not specifically. I was trying to say something and you cut me off twice, bro.
Well, you've been looking through your phone. What are you trying to find?
So I've been trying to find DoorDash's official statement that they put out. I can't find it. But, so, okay. So she's fired.
It's in the video I have.
Awesome.
Yeah.
So she's fired. Claims that they fired her for no reason. They did make a statement because of everything that happened. So part of the statement is that both her and the customer's accounts were deactivated because they did deactivate him because he was in that.
Hey,
but
there's a question. I can understand. Like, there's the investigation going on. You don't want to send anybody else to the customer's house just in case. Makes perfect sense.
Okay.
They
My
probably
notes
will
are
give
so
him his
scattered.
account back, I would imagine.
So she also called the police and told them about this, and they did nothing, according to her. She made several videos talking about it, freaking out about how she was fired, making basically kind of like, you'll see them like vague statements, which I'll give my opinion on them
Shout
when
out
we get
Sam
there.
in the chat, by the way.
Yo, Sam, what's up?
He says, but he willingly pled, Max. I got you. Yeah.
So in the original video that she posted, which I did not see her original video that she posted on her TikTok. Again, her handle is IRL Monster High Doll.
High doll or
Monster High Doll, like the doll series of like the vampire and the werewolf, and they're in high school and they're all quirky, but they get along.
oh, so she's
You're a
got
grown
autism.
woman. Look, I think Monster High is kind of cute. Like what? I mean, I'm trying to remember when that shit came out. I think I was like a teenager,
Okay.
and
I don't know what this is.
I liked the vampire one because, of course, I did. But she had like similar style and stuff, so they're cute. But now, okay. Look, yes, I know that I have a lot of like Stranger Things stuff, and I incorporate it with a lot of stuff, but I don't make it my entire personality, and I feel like she's the type of woman that would, because it's IRL Monster. Okay,
Well,
so
she
I've been
overcame
shitting.
that because her entire personality now is the non-consent queen of DoorDash.
Yeah. So I'm gonna try stop shitting on her, but it's kind of hard not to. So, but anyway, so in the original video that she posted, I have seen multiple people that have talked about it, that have explained it, that have seen it, and every single one that I've seen, the people have said that she explained herself that when she got there, the door was cracked. It was not wide open. It was cracked. She kind of saw him through the crack and pushed the door open, and then took her phone out and recorded him.
So
Now, I haven't seen it. I can't confirm that's what she said, but that is what I've heard several.
yeah, that's what she said. You can't confirm that's what she said. I'm confirming that's what she said right now. That's what she
But
said.
probably about dozens of people I have seen say that she said in the original video that she pushed the door open.
Well, then that's what she
Now,
said.
now she's like, oh no, the door is just, it was just wide open. So,
Hey, we've all been
Yes.
there, guys. You've all been there. Door wide open, drunk as hell, dick hanging out, waiting for a lady to come in and take a picture and post it on TikTok, right? We've all been there.
oh yeah. So, hold on. This part I have to get off my phone because like I said, I just recently found this.
Oh, well, but real quick while you pull it up, I have a thought. Vivid Entertainment or one of the other major porn companies should offer this man a deal to make a movie and just pay him lots of money, because that would be very funny revenge to her in a way. Just saying, because she was trying to make money off of showing the world his penis. So he should make some money off of the fact that people saw it. That's just my thought.
So it was October 15th is when she said in the TikTok that she was a victim of sexual assault. I'm trying to see if I can find the date that she was arrested. Yes, arrested. Give me 1 second. I would love to have the actual date of her arrest, but I don't think I'm going to actually find it. And I don't want to waste too much time trying to find it. But
It was a day.
oh, shit, I went back too far. Where is it? There it is. So, guess what?
What?
The guy saw the video. Actually,
And he was like,
saw a lot of the videos. And
and
so,
he's like, Yo, I was looking pretty thick that day, but why is it on TikTok?
So I had seen it briefly somewhere that people had said that he had contacted the police and that he actually had footage that he gave to the police. And I was like, oh, well, if that's true, now we sit and we wait. So.
Well, I know the video I have is that she was arrested, and that's how I heard about all this shit. And I was like, damn, bro, a brother can't even get drunk in his own living room without his penis being on TikTok? This is fucked.
This gives me a little bit more information. Ooh, I like this. So, after an investigation by the police in, how do you pronounce that? Oswego, New York, they determined that no sexual assault occurred. Authorities state that security camera footage from the customer's home shows Henderson actually opened the door herself. Woo! Contradicting her claim that it was already open. I was fucking saying that from the fucking beginning, that I did not believe that it was fucking already open, that I believed people were saying it was cracked open and she pushed it open. I fucking believe that.
Hold on. This is important.
Oh, I love this.
These bitches, you need to learn something nowadays, okay? If there is a doorbell at all, it's probably a camera, and you probably just got recorded when you saw it.
You're on candid camera.
Because if it's seeing you, you're seeing it, it's seeing you. You're seeing it, it's seeing you. You're on fucking camera. Most people have them because they're not very expensive.
So I'm gonna read that again so I can finish the sentence. I just got really excited.
Sorry.
No, we both got excited on that one. So, authorities state that security camera footage. My God, I can't talk. Authorities state that security camera footage from the customer's home shows Henderson actually opened the door herself, contradicting her claim that it was already open.
Well, she smell dick.
She was subsequently arrested and charged with 2 felonies: first-degree dissemination of unlawful surveillance image and second-degree unlawful surveillance. Okay.
Yeah. New York, that's pretty serious, too. That's felonies in New York. That's 2 strikes. Jeez. That's not good. Okay, so just judging on what you just said, let me make the prediction here.
Okay. And then I'm going to explain what these are.
If I was her, I would be working with my attorney right now to try and drop this to a misdemeanor charge and offer some type of restitution to this man, because anything less than that and she's going to go to jail.
Yeah. So, first degree dissemination of unlawful surveillance image is a serious felony offense.
Yeah.
Typically involving the intentional distribution of a non-consensual or secretly filmed image of an intimate or sexual parts of a person. In New York, for example, this offense is a Class E felony and is charged when a person either sells or publishes such an image, creates it, or disseminates an image with the knowledge that it was unlawfully obtained, particularly when the offender has a prior conviction for this offense within the past 10 years. Penalties can include lengthy prison sentences and fines.
Then alternative theory, as a defense, if she's stupid and she wants to actually fight this in a trial, which is not a smart thing, in my opinion, then she needs to get that first charge of it being unlawful surveillance thrown out. And if he has a Ring doorbell camera of her opening the door,
she can't.
That's very difficult.
Yep.
And then she can't say she didn't disseminate the footage as well.
Exactly.
And they're not talking about specifically, that's why they didn't charge it like under revenge pornography, I think. Because they're not just talking about the footage of his penis. They're talking about even the blurred footage is unlawfully obtained.
So so I'm going to break this down. So it's the key elements of the crime. So the unlawful image. The image must be of a person's, sexual or other intimate parts, which obviously it is, obtained in a violation of surveillance laws. Right. It was the intentional dissemination. The person must have intentionally distributed the image. She did multiple times. She admitted she did in multiple videos. So
that's
aggravating.
Called doing a Ralph.
So aggravating factors. The charge is elevated to the first degree if the person has a prior conviction for this or a related crime within the last 10 years.
They could.
She has first degree for this. That means that could be a possibility that she might have already done something like this. It's a possibility, can't confirm it.
But it can also just be because of how high profile the case
That
is
too.
and how serious the court is taking it. And also, as you know, they'll like upcharge to try and get a plea deal that gets them the highest.
She could, prison time, maximum, she could get up to 4 years for that one.
If she gets convicted on either, she's going into a cell for a time.
Oh, yeah.
It's going to happen.
So...
Maybe I would say, like, probably in the realistic term of things, I bet you if she does a plea deal proper, she could get as little as 90 days or so, or even less. But if she goes to trial, she's doing years behind bars for this. I hope it was worth the clout, quote unquote, because now everybody hates you.
So now, second degree unlawful surveillance is a felony offense. In some jurisdictions, like New York, that involves the use or installation of a device to, I don't know what that word is.
Surreptitiously, as in secretly.
Record someone dressing or undressing for amusement, profit, or to degrade them. It is distinct from the dissemination of such images, which is separate through related crime.
And so she can't argue that...
Which is actually the one that she's first charged with.
She can't argue that it's not for profit because she put it on TikTok, and that's a commercial use.
So, key aspects of this crime. Intentional recording. The act must be done within the intention to the word that you said that I couldn't pronounce. Secretly view, broadcast, or record a person. She opened his door, she took out her phone, she unlocked her phone, she opened the camera app, she pressed record, she recorded, she zoomed in, and this is the kicker. She turns around, walks away from the door, and goes,
yeah,
bro,
that won't play well to a jury.
No.
And if he was clearly unconscious the whole time, another thing, like a defense, a prosecutor is probably going to ask is, did you call out to him when you realized that he was unconscious? Were you concerned for him? You didn't seem to be because you walked away, like there's a lot of...
She was absolutely silent. She made a joke of it. So here is an important part for this one. Specific location. It involves recording a person in a place where they have a reasonable expectation of privacy, such as when they are dressing or undressing, such as when they are in the living room of their own private residence.
Yeah. I have never in my life had a delivery person open my door. Ever.
Never. Not even one time, my mom was trying to help us out. She has Walmart, she's got the delivery service, but because she's disabled, she has the service where they actually will bring the groceries into your house. Not even when the order came from her account and that's what they were supposed to do, the delivery guy even touched the doorknob. No, he waited for me to come to the door. I've never had someone just walk in. I've never had someone try to open my door, nothing like that. So motive. The motive is specified as being for amusement, entertainment, profit, or to abuse or degrade the target. I honestly believe it was for amusement and entertainment and profit, because I think she was going to try to get something from him by reporting it to DoorDash and all that.
Maya says first of all, Sam said, wait, so she tried to get some during a delivery, talk about desperation.
Oh, nice,
Pretty
Sam.
much.
Yeah.
And then Maya said, oh, he just out there shooting ropes. Like, he's just masturbating, basically. And it's, like, clearly not the case if anybody sees the video. Yeah, this lady done fucked up. So, whenever you could go through that, and I got the video for... So,
yeah, this is in New York. As we know, this is a felony offense. So,
yay, felony.
Yeah, so because I'd only heard people say that she said she opened the door. I, like, thinking about it, I had to go with the you can only go by allegedly on this because I didn't have any factual proof. I didn't see the actual video that she, like, originally posted.
Okay.
So I never saw her part of her talking about it.
But this is a fun one with allegedly. You
Yeah.
ready to learn something, chat? Allegedly. Well, who's making the allegation in this case? The police. So the police are saying.
Oh, yeah, no, but I'm talking about originally. So
Fair
originally
enough.
when I was just hearing people talking about it on TikTok, but I was still like, I'm trying to think about it, you know, with my legal mind, because in case anybody doesn't know, I actually have a associate's degree in criminal justice, went to college, got it, had a lot of plans for it. Unfortunately, life took me in a different direction. So first, just let me, before I continue, I want to say, I in no way am giving any legal advice with anything that I've said or I'm going to say. This is all just my opinion. And, you know, whether you decide to like take my opinion with a little more grain of salt based on my education, that is completely up to you. The only legal advice that I would ever honestly truly give somebody is if you are ever in any kind of legal trouble, contact an attorney. Contact an attorney and get them to help you.
I'm retarded, and that's the same legal advice I'd give, and I didn't even go to college.
So, yeah, I just wanted to put that out there. So, I was like trying to use the knowledge that I have, use my brain, and I'm thinking about it. And if there was no footage of her opening the door, then that charge would be a little bit harder to stick. But the first degree dissemination of the images, like, there's no way she's done. She's toast. She's fried because she posted it once and then she posted it again and then again. I think she says like 2 or 3 times that she reposted it, blurring it, but TikTok kept taking it down. Dude, girl, they were trying to save you from yourself, and you are just so gold star that you were just like, no, I'm gonna keep posting it so that I can't defend myself about like not knowing what I was doing. Because I'm even complaining about the fact that I'm doing it and people are, you know, taking it down and making comments of like, yeah, you shouldn't do that. But now,
like, let me narrow the shot.
yeah, but now seeing that the police themselves are going like, yeah, bitch, just like, whoop, and then, yo, let me take a picture of that dick, yo.
Hey, she probably ain't seen too many. You've seen her face. It's a face that
It's just,
only a bulldog could love.
from the moment that I started seeing, because I mean, this, and again, unfortunately, I have to say this because that's what it is. This DoorDash girl controversy, this drama is all over. People have so many different opinions, but from the moment that I started seeing it, I was just like, she did it. She's fucked because what she did, because I was thinking the same thing. Like, you just distributed pornographic material. Like, do you not realize you just released what would be deemed as a pornographic video? Because apparently, did you know? I found this out doing some research.
That showing a penis is porn? Yes,
Well,
I
no,
knew that.
but did you know? I found this out by doing some research. But I guess there's like similar things to like stories or what do they fucking call them on TikTok? I don't know. I know there's stories on Instagram too, but like, you know, the things that'll, whatever they are on YouTube, or they're the shorts, you know, apparently they have shit like that on Pornhub.
Checks.
Keep
Keep going, because it might just be YouTube.
Okay. But yeah, I didn't know that. So basically, yeah, you could put that up on Pornhub and so it would actually be a pornographic video. So I was just like, she definitely is distributing materials that are going to get her in trouble. And then I heard that I just lost my train of thought. Totally lost my train of thought.
Oh, it's okay.
Okay. So then I thought, like, okay, I see that in one brief article on Instagram, I think it was, that the customer claimed that he had like a ring cam or something like that, and he actually caught her doing this and had turned it into the police. And I was like, all right, we're not going to see that footage. But if that's true, then she's screwed, because you can't deny that you didn't intentionally record the dude. I mean, based on some states, and I guess honestly, considering what this is, these are more serious charges that you really need to worry about. But I know that at least like in our state or surrounding states, even just like putting your hand in someone's open window can be breaking and entering. So that could have been breaking and entering too, because she pushed open the door and her arm went into his, but yeah, these charges are definitely more important. But I absolutely cannot deny that you intentionally recorded this dude while he was in his house, in his living room, minding his own business, got drunk or whatever, and passed out. Like, yo, who hasn't had nights like that? But you don't expect the person that's delivering your burger or whatever to, fucking open the door and take a picture of your dick. How old is this? I can't read the rest of Sam's comment. It's gonna get the chat for me.
Right.
How old? Oh, good question, Samuel.
Yeah, I think you could just kind of blame Comcast if stuff gets a little choppy. Sorry.
Yeah, they've been doing a lot of fucking maintenance shit, and it's like,
They do it on Saturday night when we stream because they love us.
oh yeah. Oh, she's 23 years old.
Oh, a 23-year-old with a felony is rough.
2 felonies.
Any felonies.
Damn. Damn, double damn.
And it sucks too because she's like acting like she's this righteous warrior, right? And it's like, you're a pizza delivery guy, girl. Calm down.
Oh, okay, here we go. This is, I believe this is right from the police department. So let's see. She first reported the sexual assault on TikTok. The next day, on October 12th, she reported the same allegations to the police department. And then, so they opened a month-long investigation. They didn't find any evidence to support her claims, instead determining she broke the law by recording the dude. Court documents obtained by Channel 9 state the victim was within his home on the couch without any pants or underwear on. Police say the man was drunkenly unconscious while Henderson recorded him through the doorway. And her first court appearance is scheduled for December, right before Christmas. Oh my God, did she get put in jail and released on bail, or are they holding her? That's what I want to know.
Yeah. I don't know.
I want to find out. I'm going to look into that. Okay, what does that say?
Vince Offer is running for office.
Who's that?
That's a rabbit hole that we...
Okay, another time. We already have like 2 of those for tonight.
Yeah. It's funny because like when Rumble had the disconnection, see, Rumble is like not like smart, like it's got special needs. And so like it disconnects and it makes a new stream. So anyone on Rumble, apologize. The other sites, they buffered for a second and now we're back. So yeah, Rumble gets a gold star for being such a special boy tonight. What is with the younger end of Gen Z needing to post everything on TikTok?
I
Well,
don't fucking know, dude.
I don't know, but we should start
Yeah,
now.
let's
We can
get into that.
So this
I'm
is
gonna try to find some more info on her.
this is from Asmongold.
God bless you, Asmongold. Like, seriously, you and I, he will tell me all the time, we're watching one of your videos. I know you're probably not gonna see this. I'm still gonna talk to you, dude. We're watching one of your videos, and Max just looks at me and goes, oh my God, you and Zach are making the same fucking face. And I look and I'm like, oh shit, we think the same. We'll like say the same things. I'm like, oh my God, this dude's like my spirit animal or something.
Oh, he does have ADD and
Hey, me too. Well, I have ADHD, but it's basically the same thing.
probably
Anyway,
that.
let's watch his video because yeah, I do.
Yeah.
I love some of his reactions and I like it because it's all of her, like the TikTok videos.
Yeah,
except for the
there's a
ones
good
we're
amount of
deleted.
info in it, so it's pretty good reacting.
DoorDash delivery
We're
girl
gonna react to a
has
reaction.
been arrested
I
on
love
2
it.
felony charges after recording a man passed out with his pants down in his home and
Apparently,
posting it on
not
TikTok
on at
during
all.
a food delivery. She is being charged with unlawful surveillance and dissemination of surveillance images.
Hey guys, so DoorDash just deactivated me 2 days after I
go.
reported my sexual assault. Hey guys, I just lost my job, and they won't tell me why.
You lost your job, and now now you got arrested on 2 charges.
Are you crying now?
Gotcha, bitch.
Yeah.
They're
See?
supposed to send an email immediately after deactivation.
Also, by the way, if you go into somebody's house and you record them without clothes on, even if somebody, like, let's say you see, let me think about it like this, right? Let's say there's somebody who's, they're walking around in their house in their underwear, and you record them outside of their house, and then you publish that video on the internet. That is, I don't know if it's anything illegal, but it's fucking weird. It's extremely fucking weird. It's massively fucking weird.
Reading the laws and from like what I've learned, yeah, if you were to record someone in their underwear and you did the same thing she did, yeah, it's you're gonna get charged with similar things. It might not be to the same degree, but you will get charged with the same thing.
Maya in chat.
Shit,
called him
wow
the
guy.
shit wow
I
guy.
love that.
Fair enough.
Yeah. Oh my God, I loved that guy. He was
got
so
the-
energetic.
He's got the same energy sometimes.
Okay, watch his eyebrows. I'm not making fun of them. I love them.
I know.
think
I'm gonna
they're
turn off the
amazing.
closed captions.
Yeah,
they
because you
go
got to
over
see his face. He is. Oh my, I love it. Okay, let's continue going. But yeah, he's right. It is weird too. That's very weird.
Yeah.
Don't do
And
what
I ain't
she
gonna
did.
make fun of him in any way because I'm a weird looking guy more than him. So you probably freeze frame my face and it look crazy, but he has over the top.
Dude, I had you looking like Cornholio.
That's
Remember?
true. You also, there was the time where you painted my face like a week ago and I yelled right in your face. It was very fun.
Yeah, so we are actually using my old phone for the camera now. I think it has better quality camera because it's an iPhone. Yeah, we battle over phones. But actually for the lock screen, it's actually a picture of me looking terrified as he's screaming in my face. I was like, oh yeah, this picture's perfect. Okay, let's continue the video.
Okay.
ADHD.
Total invasion of privacy.
Yep.
Absolutely, in my opinion, totally wrong to do. Should not be doing this. Not good.
Providing you the reason why and a link to appeal, and they didn't.
They didn't provide you a link to an appeal? Oh no! This is the mind of a Karen, by the way. More obsessed with the process of doing things than the purpose of doing things. This is a Karen's mind in action. I want you to see it right here for yourself. The mind of a Karen at work.
The face of Karen.
So I contacted support, and they
It's
made me sit up.
a bureaucratic mindset. This is the reason why they have to fire 80% of people from these companies and nothing changes. It's because of people like her.
On the phone with them for 50 minutes, knowing why.
Yeah. Too bad,
Dude.
bitch.
So my
Pause
chances
it
of getting
real
my
quick.
account back, they have.
That's a great face.
You.
That looks like I'm going to lie to you right now.
Yeah. You know why they fired you. Because I do know that one thing that DoorDash said in their statement that she was notified of this. Although I do believe she claims she didn't find out until they made a statement, whatever. The reason why she got fired is because they saw what she did. They saw that she posted the video of the customer on social media, and that violates their policy. You are not allowed to post any type of personal information, video, or picture of any of the customers anywhere. And she posted it multiple times on TikTok, on social media. That's why she was fired. You lying sack of shit. You lying sack of reason why women are afraid to come forward when they are actually sexually assaulted, because bitches like you like to be lying. You know what you did. You know why you were fired. And now you're crying because you're facing the consequences of your actions. You are 23 years old, young lady. Grow the fuck up. My God.
Well, she gonna have to, because you know, the on account of the felony.
She looks like a pick-me. Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, people do. We're funny.
Absolutely. All right, let's continue with this lying sack of shit.
What happened to the camera? Okay. See, sometimes your camera fades out though, like that.
Oh, because it does.
You won't know.
It does like the automated lighting thing. I don't know how to turn that off when it's using
But
this.
trust me, audience. I understand that I just phased out of reality for a second, and it fucks with my head so hard. Anyway, on the video.
My money in that account.
Yeah.
I was working. I was literally working.
Not anymore.
Yeah.
You're fired.
And they deactivated me.
You're fired.
This is related. They just punished me for posting about my sexual assault while door dashing.
You can see that she's very obviously trying to play this up as it's this, oh, well, I'm this put upon girl. They're trying to suppress my sexual assault. You weren't sexually assaulted. Nobody even touched you.
No.
That's what
You
I
can say
said.
it's sexual harassment. It's not the same thing. Like, you just saw the video. And so she's, well, you can see what she's doing. She's positioning herself so she can be the victim. So she.
Saying I see a dick ever is sexual assault. This is why I drew that distinction early on. Because that would be the same as if I see a boob ever, I could claim I'm sexually assaulted and so on. And it gets so ridiculous.
Yeah, it's
There's
insane.
a standard of inappropriate in public, sure,
So,
but
you kind of mentioned it, and Asmin just did a little bit. I want to touch a little bit on like the harassment part.
go off. I'm a robot.
If in fact his door was left wide open and he exposed himself like that, then yes, you could claim that it was sexual harassment, because you could claim, if it was in fact that the doors were wide open and he was just there like a spread eagle essentially, then yeah, you hold on, then you get
stuck it through the mix.
Stop interrupting me when I'm trying to make serious points, you stupid dumbass motherfucker.
Okay, go ahead.
God. As I was trying to say, if the doors were wide open, he's naked, half naked, partially naked, spread eagle, then yeah, you could assume that he set that up for anybody to see. I'm going to smack the shit out of you. For anybody to see, delivery person, because he knew that he had a delivery coming, for them to like see it. Okay, yeah, sure. You can definitely try to argue that that is sexual harassment. But we know now, because I read it and found it from the police department themselves, that he had security footage for his home that shows her pushing the door open and then intentionally pulls out her phone. And you can say intentionally because she meant to record it. She intentionally took out her phone and again, took out her phone, unlocked her phone, opened the camera app, press record, recorded him, walked away with a little look on her face. Like, seriously, I wanted to punch her. I wanted to punch her because it is her making fun of the entire situation. It really is.
Well, to be
But
fair, a
she-
drunken penis can be very funny if you kept it to yourself.
Yeah.
And just walked home and told
But
a funny story to your friends.
She took it so much further because she not only, if she had just left it at sending it to DoorDash, leaving it there, they would have deactivated his account like they did. That would have been it. She could, and see, if she didn't go and report it to the police too, because the police is what started the investigation. Now she was like, oh, they're not doing anything. Apparently they were, because they did a month-long investigation into this. So it did spark an investigation. But then the guy's like, yo, I got her on camera doing this shit. Like,
Month-long investigation into his penis.
but you know that it didn't stop there. It didn't stop with her just reporting it to DoorDash, because she posted it on TikTok. And then she reported it to the police. And see, her reporting it to the police is what really fucked her over. Because she tried to report it as, I'm the victim, this happened to me. Again, if anyone has like the doorbells that are like, you know, the thick things, they're most likely a Ring cam or whatever kind of doorbell camera that people have. You're gonna be you're like on camera everywhere, not even just for people's doorbells, but like there are usually surveillance cameras, like security cameras all over the place.
People think that the Ring, if it's not the kind where it talks back to you, they don't think it's the camera.
Mm-hmm.
Nah, they're actually the ones that don't have the intercom are cheaper.
Yeah.
That's what it is. And so many people can afford them. It's a lot cheaper than people think to get a camera that provides you security to a large degree. Like, think about how many crimes get solved by fucking Ring cameras now.
But even that, like, I'm pretty sure that there are features where you can turn off that, you know, where it like makes that sound like, oh, they're not home, blah blah blah. You can turn that off so it won't even go on, but it records you when you walk up to their door.
Because
it's always going to record. Yeah.
The only feature you're paying for is the fucking camera feature.
Exactly. So you were stupid because you didn't think that you were going to be caught on camera. And I mean,
And now if anybody thinks about our doorbell, they're going to see the little black box and think, oh, well, he sounds like he knows what he's fucking talking about.
That is why I also know, I know now, without a doubt, I can say I know now that all those people that I saw on TikTok or on Instagram that were saying that in the original in the original video that she posted, she said she pushed the door open. That's accurate. Because nobody would have known that unless she said that, because we don't have that surveillance or security footage. We're not going to, because that's evidence. So you're not going to be seeing that until like this is settled. If it ever comes out.
Maya says her being 23 isn't an excuse.
Absolutely.
I just turned 25 recently, and I've only ever had issues with the cops once. Exactly. Most people in their whole life would never be accused of, you know, revenge porn or whatever you want to call this. It's very easy not to get charged with felonies, actually. Like,
yeah,
I know people say it's easy to commit them without knowing, and that's true. A lawyer will tell you that. You might commit felonies and not even know it, because there's a lot of things that could be charged as a crime. But you'd be surprised how much fucking intent matters to prosecutors who have a busy schedule already. Do they want to get a guy on a paperwork charge that isn't a big deal? Probably not. But something like this that catches massive attention and can damage the fucking brand of a company? Yeah, you're damn right. The corporation itself is leaning on the cops to get this taken care of. Mm-hmm. Obviously.
And I guarantee
her name is associated with their... Well, not her name, but like DoorDash girl. That's in her name now.
Yeah, that's the unfortunate part, because they're never going to escape that. And I guarantee you that because of all this, they are absolutely 100% working with law enforcement without any hesitation or difficulty.
Yeah. Of course.
Because they're
Even
going to
if he
want
was the
this
bad
taken
guy.
care of. They're going to want people to know, like, hey, we're not okay with this. We fired her for a reason, you know? Like,
If he was the bad guy, they would be happy with that outcome too. The point is, we don't tolerate this at DoorDash because we have a business that is in the business of sending people to your home, and we don't want you to be afraid that something bad might happen. Both for our employees and for our customers. It's obvious they're a fucking corporation. You know, they're like, oh, we don't want to look bad. So why would they want? They're not going to associate with this. They're not going to defend her. They might have taken a second to see just in case. And just in case she's saying right. And then they have enough evidence to say, all right, like, it's clear what's going to happen here. Let the police handle it. That's what I would do too. Normally, a little young white broad like this would get off pretty light. But I'm telling you again, I think if she takes a plea deal and shows some level of remorse, maybe she could get 3 months or less. But anything else, I believe she'll do a year or more.
look at her eyes.
I know, she looked crazy. It's me.
She looks like, I'm about to strangle you and then hide your body.
Yeah.
Let's keep going. Oh, wait, Sam said, according to what I'm reading, he wasn't even awake, so it's not like... No, he was unconscious. He was drunk. He was passed out because he was drunk.
Sam's been drunk with his dick out before. We've all been there.
No, like I
claimed
said, unfortunately, I have seen parts of the video, and yeah, he was just out, and it was flaccid.
See, I see an unconscious person, and I don't think record their penis. Are you okay? But that's just me.
Honestly, if I walked up and the door was open, I'd just close the door for the dude and be like, I didn't see nothing. He had a drunken night. I'm not embarrassed. All right, let's keep going.
Again,
Moral and emotional upper hand. I am so, like, at the beginning, I was like, I don't know if I really agree with this, right? And after, I never watched this video because who cares? But now I'm watching it. Thank God this stupid, annoying bitch is in jail.
yeah.
Thank
Yeah.
God. This is beautiful.
Yes, it is.
What a great day for me. They are literally putting the
You
Karens
and
in
me
jail.
both, man. You and me both.
I used to pray for times like this.
They just fired me!
Gotcha, bitch.
And the police are doing nothing!
Oh, no, they are. They're investigating your ass.
You're not complaining anymore, are you? Now the police did do something about it.
Sure, she is.
You should be happy.
Look at that freeze frame.
Look
Oh
at that.
my
Oh
God.
my God. She's insane.
A literal
bro.
banshee.
Yeah. Wow. Look at that. It's insane.
Hey, I got to screenshot that.
Oh
Hold
my
on. Hold
God.
on.
Yeah, yeah.
This is actually not going to be the easiest thing in the world, but let's try it. I'm screenshotting that. That's too funny. It is a perfect encapsulation of the whole story right there. I'll share it on Twitter.
Ooh, that's pretty good, actually.
Ugh. Bitches be crazy.
For real, for real.
Happy.
I lost my job! And the
Woo!
was my only way to make money to pay my bills! 3 days ago, October.
Yep, too bad. Well, now
sucks.
you're not
Too
going to have any
bad, so
bills because you
sad.
might go to jail.
So wait, and also funny is because she doesn't think about the going to jail part, right? So it's like, you're a delivery driver. Do you think that that's all you can ever do or be in life? That's the pinnacle. Also, her entitlement to that job that she sees somehow is really high. Do you know what's funny? Is when I was a young delivery man, bitches like that would say how I'm a poor and that I couldn't go anywhere and I'm not going to date anybody because I'm a delivery guy.
Hey.
And now she's like, this is some high status job. I
no,
need
no,
to
no, no,
defend.
no, no, no. Yo, use the hoe of the delivery food industry. Use the hoe.
I
Because
don't
you
know.
ain't dedicated to one company, one business. No, 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 no. One franchise. No, 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 no. You'll do Domino's, Burger King, you're the hoe. My goodness. No wonder why you got a real hustle going
No,
on.
the real hoes of that industry are way smarter than her because they're delivering food and also prostitution.
Oh, see, that's where she fucked up.
Yeah, she should have just offered, hey, extra $50, I'll blow you. He might have took her up on it, and they'd have a whole different relationship
let's
now.
see. Oh, now she's calm. Now she's gathered herself.
Look at them cheekbones, dog. What is wrong with her cheekbones?
All right, so what does it say? What happened to me while I was doing my job door dashing? I'm being punished as a victim by all sectors involved right now. The police, DoorDash, and TikTok are all punishing me a victim. Holy fucking shirt balls.
You know what's funny?
I forgot to say forking.
Is
She
he
got me
doesn't
so
even
when I said
realize
fucking.
in the moment, because he's not reading the look on it, is so it's like a great shot, you know? It's a good shot. I like this shot.
Don't touch it. Make it go. Yeah. I'm a woman. I have to do this. Okay, good.
October 12th, 2025, I was a victim of SA by a DoorDash customer while I was doing my job as a DoorDash driver. Excuse me if you've already seen this. This is my third time posting this because TikTok keeps silencing me and taking my videos down and giving me strikes. So if I get
they keep silencing and you taking your videos down because you're distributing basically pornographic images of a person without their consent while you recorded them inside of their home.
Exactly.
Hold on.
He got it exactly right.
Now you got expertise besides, going to school or whatever. You are my TikTok expert. Is it normal to post penises uncensored on TikTok like it is on Twitter? Would you get in trouble for it?
So that's tricky.
In a completely different context, yeah.
It's tricky. So I have.
Is it common to post?
Wait, I have unintentionally found myself in a sector of TikTok where I even had to go to Penn and go, holy fucking shit, do you know this exists? You can literally find full-on porn on TikTok.
Porn talk.
Now, if you were to duet or stitch it to be like, oh my God, this is happening, you will get your video taken down. But the actual porn videos, I don't know if because I left and never went to find that shit again.
To be fair, that's not a TikTok exclusive problem. Whereas, my whole cringing over coffee is me watching content on YouTube that is inappropriate for YouTube. And I will get in trouble, but not the guy that made it.
Yeah. So, but basically, that is the only time that I've ever stumbled across anything where people are like actively posting uncensored body parts.
Right.
So, no, it's not common for people to usually do this. Everything is usually censored by most people. So.
Because, like, on Twitter, I'm sorry, the camera is still, it's flipping out. Like, your camera's not very good for this. It lags for like a whole minute. Something's going on. I don't know. Anyway.
Consent to having that happen? They're in their own house.
Mine's dead.
The guy should sue her.
That's not what I meant.
That's what he should do. He should sue her for doing this.
one more strike, you guys, I'm just letting you know right now my account is going to be banned.
I wouldn't worry about your account anymore.
So I'm going to try to word this as chill as possible to avoid.
Yeah, I wouldn't worry about the account.
So on October 12th, 2025, the DoorDash customer...
So this girl's really in it for the love of the game. Like, she really wants this attention. Like, how many videos is she going to make about this?
Customer requested that their order be left at their front door.
They requested that their order be left at their front door.
So that we know if it freezes or not. Maxine.
Okay.
Arrived at their front door. Their front door was wide open. They're
Liar!
They were sleeping on the couch within eyesight of the front door.
Liar! You pushed it open, you fuck nut.
And so, just so I can understand, the Ring camera showed that she opened the door. Is that true?
Yes, it is. We can confirm that is true now.
According to the police, it is true.
According to the police, it is true.
And that would mean, according to the prosecution, that's what they're planning to prove in court.
Yep.
That's the most technical way to say it, that, yeah, it seems to be the case.
Yep. But yes, it is true.
Is there a video of the Ring camera showing that she opened the door?
We know it's true because the police have it, but you're not going to see it anywhere, like I said, because now it's evidence.
Certainly, the police seem to
Yeah,
think
is there a
there
video
might
of
be.
it? Mm-hmm. Well, here's a good way to look at it, okay? The police obviously can figure out what a Ring camera is. They know what a Ring
Exactly.
camera is. And they charged her twice.
Yup.
I think that says a lot.
It does.
To be a girl and to get charged twice, that's hard to do. You had to have done something wrong.
Exactly. And she did.
Women get massively treated
Right there.
way better by the justice system than
Boy.
men do. It's not even remotely close. You want to talk about a privilege? That's a privilege.
when they were indecently exposed to me. I got this on
But let's talk about cheekbones. Hers specifically.
Oh my God.
Look at them. Oh man, and that jawline. What a combo to have crazy eyes.
Here's another thing. And this is something that I don't understand, and like a lot of like women and men will do this too. This isn't like a, you know, one gender does this type of thing. You're in your bathrobe, house robe, whatever you want to call it, and you literally, and your hair's a mess, and you're like, I'm not trying to like really insult, but your face doesn't look well. Why do people no longer like, look, I know I ain't like fucking gorgeous over here, okay? I know that. But I at least to some degree try, even if I'm doing like a stupid little video, I try to look presentable. I try to look good. I don't want to look bad. Why are so many people becoming more and more okay with portraying themselves like this on their social media in bathrobes? Now, even like, so bonnets,
Oh,
I
and then this bitch would
understand.
be like, why won't any guy date me? I put all these videos where my tits almost flop out, and they're like, because
Bonnets,
wow, look
I
at this
completely
hoe.
understand why a lot of people will keep their bonnets on because it's for their hair, like if they're doing treatments or whatever. So I'm not judging that. I'm judging the being in your pajamas, being in your bathrobes, being in your boxers. Oh my God. And dude, guys, I know you think it's a thirst trap to be wearing the gray sweatpants because that's what women said, but it's really kind of gross.
I have hit my head, fallen on my face, and farted on stream.
Oh my God.
But at least I wasn't in my underwear.
But you did flash your ass.
Oh, well, that was unintentional.
Because I knocked you out of your chair because you beat me in a video game.
Yeah, I got pushed out of a chair. It was tough to not have a little bit of butt crack.
I can laugh about it now. I felt so bad when it happened, but now I laugh my ass off, especially when we watch, because we watched the clip.
Well, I added sound effects of timber.
Oh my God, the tree falling and the chair, when it actually finally stops, lines up so perfectly with the sound of the tree.
That's what happens
falling.
when I win at a video game. She pushes me and I fall over and we all laugh. I didn't fart that time. So
Thank
that's
God. It was like right lined up with me. That would have been really bad. The punishment would not have fit the crime. Speaking of punishment and crime.
Yeah, well, I wonder what jail is like for a TikTok hoe. Anyway.
video, and I'm not even going to be posting the video clip anymore because I'm pretty sure that's what's getting me the strikes.
Finally.
I'm pretty sure. I wonder why.
Yeah.
But yeah, I reported it to DoorDash, and DoorDash did ban the customer. And then 2 days later, DoorDash banned me, which doesn't seem
That's smart. That's what I do.
They deactivated your
Just
account.
get rid of them.
unrelated. I appealed, and they were
I also
It's not
would do
unrelated. It is directly related. You were deactivated and fired directly related to the fact that you posted the video on social media, which is a violation of their fucking policy to work for them. You dumb ass, stupid ass, zoomer ass, fucking bitch.
Let us talk about Dave for a moment. Because it's relevant and you know it. Dave got fired from Instacart, right?
Yes, unfortunately.
Why did Dave get fired from Instacart? Because he got reported by other people to Instacart for his video entitled Why I Hate Women Part 1 of 4. And it was 30 minutes of him saying cunts and bitches and they're all stupid and they're not nice to me. If nobody had reported him, Dave gets like 3 viewers. But one of those 3 viewers is an asshole that gets him literally fired, you know? And this is different. She reported herself to them, asked for an investigation, and they gave the benefit of a doubt. You know why? Because they banned the customer.
Yep.
They said, all right.
Brought to their attention that she was posting it on social media because people were tagging them in it. Tons of people were, whether it was in the comments or in the actual videos, they saw and they were like, well, she's fucking violating our policy by posting this. Yeah, you're done.
And they said, let's go to the videotape. You are not the father or whatever.
Yeah, and why didn't you get like a proper appeal? Probably because there's no appeal for you violating company policy.
Well, and because they don't care, they could fire you for a lot less. That was the other thing.
They can kind of fire you for any reason, really.
Well, that was what I was getting
depending.
at. Oh, you're so important. I got fired from my job delivering pizzas because a local cop that had known me since I was a kid and decided that he didn't like me came in one day, saw me making pizzas, and told the boss, I don't like him making my food. And the boss was like, I gotta let you go. This bitch want to say, oh, I'm the victim of a conspiracy. All right, Chris Cantwell. Yeah, no, it's a giant conspiracy to hide. You know, I talk about like, you know, the stuff that happened with Ian Freeman and stuff. Literal grooming of children, sex call, trafficking. All of this is going on. This stuff happens to real fucking people, you entitled fucking cunt.
And because of stuff like this, because, well, first of all, I saw a lot of comments of a lot of women saying the same thing I felt of, you're disgusting because what you're doing is a reason why women will not come forward, because that is not sexual assault. That is it's just point blank, that's not sexual assault. You were not sexually assaulted. And so a lot of women were upset about that. But yeah, that is the reason why a lot of women will not come forward, because now you are proven. Like, for me, as far as I'm concerned, in my mind, in my opinion, it doesn't matter. This woman is absolutely positively guilty of both of these charges. You did it because the police say they have the security footage from the guy's home showing you opening the door. You did it. You're guilty. You did it. There's nothing that is going to change my mind about that.
Sam said they should give the guy free DoorDash for a year, and that sounds good in theory, but this guy is probably going to make millions of dollars off of the lawsuits that he's going to file, one of which will be settled immediately by DoorDash for probably more than that's worth.
And then depending on how this goes with her, he can sue her civilly.
Yes, he's gonna.
He absolutely could sue her civilly.
I don't know what he's gonna do, but any attorney worth his salt is gonna wait for this criminal to play out, because that's easy as slam dunk evidence in civil court. And
because you have the proof of the conviction.
Also, yeah, I think in a trial setting of any kind in a civil court, they are gonna bring up the obvious fact that if a woman was passed out with her tits out and a man did this, that they would want him charged way worse than what she got.
Yeah.
And that's true. And I think
I believe she should. Yeah. I don't, it didn't say what I don't think it said what the maximum sentence for the second degree charge was. But for the first degree charge of the distribution or dissemination of the images, I mean, it said that the maximum is 4 years. I hope she gets the maximum. Because if you want to play the crap of all men are bad and they sexually assault and send them in jail and put their well, then guess what, sweetheart? You want equality. That means you get that too, boo-boo. So I hope you get the maximum sentence, and you get 4 years in prison. And then may God have mercy on you that you don't experience what true sexual assault is while you're in there, because that is an unfortunate fact and truth of prison.
They charged her with 2 felonies because they know what I know, and maybe a lot of people miss, but as soon as I say it, you'll be like, oh yeah. They want her stuck with a felony. I think that when I said that she'll try and plead out for a misdemeanor charge, That's because that's the only deal to take for her right now. There is no other deal to take. Plead to a misdemeanor, but they're trying to stick her with a felony one way or the other, because a felony will impact the rest of her fucking life, and they know it. And it is I'll tell you what, her getting a felony and not doing 1 day in jail could effectively ruin the rest of her life.
Oh yeah.
So that's what the DA is clearly trying to do with the double felony charge.
So,
and then Sam made
I agree with his comment. Sam says, third wave feminism has made everything sexual assault to the point where it's meaningless. Absolutely. Because women are saying that if men look at them a way they don't like, they're sexually assaulting them. They will say that just stating your opinion on abortion is sexual assault. I've seen that at least once where someone made that argument and I was like, you are the dumbest bitch to like ever fucking breathe. Oh my god. Like it makes it meaningless because of the ridiculous things that these women are claiming are sexual assault. It's
so fucking
ridiculous.
And of course, if there was anyone done wrong here, maybe not assaulted, it's a guy who's now, his reputation has been smeared by her. Whether or not people believe it generally, that was done to him.
I mean, he could definitely go for probably defamation.
Well, it depends on New York, right? What's gone on here. New York law is going to be what decides all that.
Yeah, exactly.
But like, just generally speaking, I mean, if you're talking about things that are obvious damages to him, you know, the emotional stress of having her make that accusation in the first place, losing his account over an accusation. We'll start there and go chronologically from there. Then she posts it, so now his penis has been seen by everyone that saw the original video. Then she reposts it censored so that the it's known about, and then it also draws attention to that. Of course, people archived the original and it's still all over the place. And so if people were to want to see further, they're going to see videos of him uncensored like that. Also leads to, there are people defending her that are slandering him up and down. Also leads to him, this is something where you could potentially affect your relationships. I don't know if he's a married guy, single guy. He's been very quiet, very, very smart. This is what you would do if you're gearing up to take your life back from this bitch, because that's what he's gonna have to do piece by piece. She, in one fucking night, in like a few minutes, recorded a video and posted it that he's gonna have to spend years fixing. If you can't even put that genie back in the bottle that his dick has been all over the place.
Regardless of it, he also has to live with the embarrassment of knowing that he got drunk and put himself in that situation.
Yeah, it's terrible.
Like, even though like he definitely didn't deserve it, and like she opened his door, so it's not like he 100% put himself in that position because he was in his own home,
right?
But he's probably is still gonna think that, and he's probably gonna beat himself up about it. Sam says that he's experienced that. He also said being accused of SA for stating abortion opinions, that is. Right. Oh, so yeah. So see, there you go.
We covered a lot of ground, so he clarified what he had.
It happened because it's happened to our very own Sam Whitfield.
I have, as you may be aware, I have a kind of unique take to a lot of people on this, in that I respect, like, the victims in both sides, is that men getting falsely accused is just as bad. And also that a lot of people, because that happens, deny the reality of these things happen every fucking day to lots of people that don't deserve it and have no way to really process it, because you're not supposed to talk about it out loud. And if you do, you run the risk of some people like bashing you for it as if it's or blaming you or whatever. And it's awful. And you know, I've dealt with cases where it ended up that there was somebody who was victimized. And it's not even a secret. Everybody who has followed me a long time knows it was Ian Freeman with the girl Renee. I've gotten very close to over the years because she was under his like cult-like spell from when she was very young. Yeah. She didn't consider it as such until later on, but he abused her for many years.
What he did to her is just absolutely vile.
And you know, it was tough to even process as like, I started out by just criticizing people for their stupid statements online and realized that I'd stumbled onto something like that. And it was tough to even, you know, at first she saw me as like the devil taunting her because I was making fun of these weird libertarians.
Mm-hmm.
But in the end, she saw me as like a person that might be able to help her get out of this mindset of like she had to be used. And it's like she got in that mindset because they told her, oh, he told her, Ian Freeman, who's now in federal prison on unrelated charges for the next 2 decades, told her that children, you as a child own yourself. Nobody can tell you. You're a libertarian child. You own yourself. You can do whatever you want, especially gross, inappropriate things with adults. And she, when she was about 18 years old, got on a podcast and argued with me that what happened to her was fine.
Oh, yeah, that was...
And I didn't for years even really have words to express what happened to her. I just tried to get her safe. And so I see this dark, disgusting bullshit go on all the time. So when somebody makes a claim like her, I want to take it seriously.
Mm-hmm.
Especially if you're DoorDash as well. You really want to take this seriously due to the nature of your business, right? So your business is sending people to strangers' homes.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think sexual assault is not a concern on DoorDash's mind from the ground up?
Mm-hmm.
Any delivery company has to consider that. A local pizza joint has to consider that one of your guys could be the bad guy. This is a thing that's happened. That's why delivery en masse is a little trickier to police, in fact. And that bad things have happened because of DoorDash, Uber Eats, etc., where the third-party guy that picks up the food is just a bastard and does something awful when he sees an opportunity to do so. And they have to be aware of that. Why do you think they keep IDs of everybody on file now? And they really hone in. Like, her getting banned isn't just some account with a name getting banned. It's attached to her fucking social security number. Just like all of these other people that go for DoorDash. They want to know who you are when you deliver for DoorDash. Right?
Mm-hmm.
Of course they do. So that things like this don't happen. And yeah, even if you make an account as a customer, they get a certain amount of information about you. It's easier though, because they have your address and your name. That's in a credit card. It's usually enough. I mean, obviously there could be a case where you use somebody else's house and somebody else, but most of the time that's a good amount of information to have on a customer, and you can't be super intrusive on a customer, but they keep tons of information on a DoorDash driver.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, like, I don't know why she thinks, like, she's so special when you could get fired from your local pizza joint because the guy thinks you're too slow.
Because she didn't realize that there was a camera that caught her doing what she was doing, so she didn't think that anyone would really be able to challenge her. And so...
She wanted to make herself famous, and she did.
And we'll see in the next video after this one, I'll explain what I thought she was doing further, which kind of proves she was just going through for like fame and stuff. Let's continue.
Yeah. I just wanted to say, like, I don't want DoorDash to be ruined by all this. Because I do think that they take all that information and they took this seriously too.
Mm-hmm.
We're supposed to respond to my appeal within 7 to 10 business days.
Yeah.
They didn't even provide me a reason for my
No, why would they?
They're supposed to send an email. They didn't.
They don't have to.
So I contacted
Don't have to do
support,
anything.
and they told me to continue with my...
You see, bureaucratic Karens. This is a bureaucratic bad faith Karen in action. Weaponizing systems and different types of bureaucracy and other types of oversight committees and types of cooperation. This is how a Karen insulates itself inside of modern society. Is it creates infinite concentric circles of bureaucracy to protect itself from bad actions.
Yeah, and then they're infinitely appealing in all of them, right? So she's like, she's done this with the police should fix this for me. DoorDash should fix this for me. That guy should fix this for me. Everybody but me should fix this for me because I didn't do anything wrong. And if you think I did do something wrong, you can't say that until I've lost in all those other areas and a few more, right? That's what he means, and I see this all the time. It's not just Karens like her though, it's dudes too.
Appeal without knowing a reason why. There's an option to select
Ethan
don't
Ralph
know
comes
why
to
I was
mind.
deactivated, and then you still have to explain yourself. So I did. And within 12 hours afterward, they had already denied my appeal. So I'm really never getting my DoorDash account back.
Shocker.
Yeah, that's right. You're not.
Me. DoorDash punished me for exposing, and
Nope.
TikTok is currently punishing.
That's right. They punished you. They did.
For violating
exposing my
the
stuff.
policy of the company.
They punished you, right, for exposing that guy.
Mm-hmm.
They
On
just
social media.
They didn't punish you for exposing your assaulter. They literally are punishing you for exposing that random customer's penis.
Mm-hmm.
That's she got it all wrong, you know.
Mm-hmm.
You should have left his dick alone, lady. Why do you think you own his penis?
That face.
Well, yeah, because she's never actually owned a penis in her life. I mean, look at that face. Look at that nose.
Oh, let's go.
Her nose is made of silly putty.
Oh, here we go. Come on.
Story time.
And you can see again, you know, you see the shifting of this, right? Where she's clearly trying to lean on this idea of being sexually assaulted, so she can use this as like emotional blackmail to make everybody listen to her and do what she wants. Basically,
Assault these
that's it.
nuts.
She's using leading language. Yeah, it's what
Wait,
she's doing.
no, don't
Does she
do that.
believe this?
My God.
Probably not. No.
It's the only justice I'm getting, because I also reported this to the police, and the police are doing nothing.
No, well, we do know that they were actually doing an active investigation during this time. He's so happy.
Wow.
He's so happy.
How about that? They're not doing a thing.
So, hey guys, it's been a minute. A whole 24 hours, I know.
Yeah.
But I have an update.
Again,
as of
look how
October
bad she
6th,
Holy
2025. But first and
How many
foremost, I
videos
just
are
wanna
there of
thank
this?
Everybody for the overwhelming support and allyship that you.
Her nose is still made of silly putty. This is wild to me. How do you get a nose like that? The cheekbones threw me off at first. I couldn't even see it, but now that she's made the nose, like it's literally like I've had you take the silly putty out of the little peanut that it comes in, and it looks just like that. It only stops looking like that after you've played with it a little while, right?
The worst part is that you're actually kind of right.
That's fucking crazy. She got a silly putty nose.
My dad used to have so many things of silly putty, and you're right. You open it, and it is kind of unfortunately shaped like her nose.
It's a little bit like voodoo. Yeah.
Okay, look.
shown me. It's really made me
Ally
feel
ship.
so
Oh my
validated
God.
And seen and heard, and that's really helping me through this.
There are so many toxic like everybody talks about like
narcissist
the
behavior,
Andrew
yeah.
Tate toxic male communities. This is the female equivalent to that, by the way. This is it right here. You're seeing it. It's a bunch of dishonest, disingenuous, obnoxious, stupid women that get together, that hate men, that are liars, that try to manipulate situations, emotionally blackmail everybody, and put themselves in the position where they get to tell everybody else what to do.
He's not
This
wrong.
is the exact thing. Like, you want to talk about toxic male behavior, that's fine. I think there is some of that. This is toxic female behavior.
Yep.
This is it right here. And now we have the Karens going to jail.
Yes.
Oh my God.
Time, so
I am so happy.
to let you
Me
guys
too.
know I really
Wow.
appreciate
I know.
the outpouring of support.
Let's fucking go!
So the update is, last night I was made aware.
If a guy does to a woman, would he be looking at 4 years in jail?
They
a
would
bunch of people
want
started
more.
commenting on my pages that DoorDash made a public statement about
DoorDash
me
did?
on their TikTok story.
Did they say anything?
And on their most recent Instagram post in the comment section. And I'm not going to speak too much further on details.
No, she's trying to sue them.
Yes.
But what I am going
yes.
to say is,
That is exactly what I wanted to talk about. Because when we first watched this, I said that right before he did. Absolutely. This is her gearing up to sue DoorDash. That's what she was going to do. She was going to try to sue them for wrongfully firing her, for wrongful termination. That is what I believe this is what she was doing.
I figured this all out. So what she did is she took the silly putty
Oh my god.
and she used it to cover the unibrow that she has and stretched it down, dangling off the end of her nose, right? I figured the mystery out. The case has been solved, Maxine.
Oh no.
Look, she used it to cover
I
her
know.
unibrow.
No. I get you just so
And she got the dangly balls.
I have been watching Night at the Museum, all 3 movies. I think I've like watched them 3 times now already. I just got into liking them again. In the fucking 3rd one, Sir Lancelot melts his nose and it dangles down. Now that's all I can think about because you said that about her.
Except hers is silly putty covering the she needed to cover the unibrow.
I know.
She definitely has a fucking unibrow, guys. Chat, tell me I'm wrong. This woman has a unibrow that she has shaved and a silly putty nose. You write that down. Silly putty nose. It's important.
I and the entire rest of the world found out why I lost my job at the exact same time. I didn't.
You think that they had to tell you? You really think that they had to tell you that recording a customer naked and then posting it on the internet would cause you to lose your job?
They did when she signed the
You
agreement
had
to
to
work
have
with
them
them,
tell
and
you
it's
that?
in the policy agreement you have to sign.
Didn't find out before you guys. I'm just letting
What? I mean,
Hold
really?
on. She didn't read that. You think this woman reads terms of
That's-
service and policy agreements?
That's your problem. If you sign any kind of work contract, any kind of contract whatsoever, and you do not read the fine print or you do not read all of it, you can't do I didn't know that was in there after because you signed it. You agree to everything that is written on those pages. So always read everything.
Which is why I don't stream on Twitch, because they can ban you for shit you say on Twitter.
Mm-hmm.
Fuck Twitch. We'll have a special guest to talk about that soon.
Yeah.
this right now. The people that saw their public statements and made me aware that they made those public statements knew why I lost my job before I did. Because I went and I checked my email once I was made aware that they made those public statements, and they sent me.
I love how she thinks that she matters. You're a DoorDash driver.
Just because you didn't check your,
they wouldn't even do it. They wouldn't even know about it.
Just because you didn't check your email and realize that you were sent the email that gave you the reason why you were terminated. You know, you didn't find that out before you were notified. Other people said they made a statement. Doesn't mean anything.
Well,
it doesn't matter when they sent you the email. They told you. They don't have to tell you anything before they make a public statement. You are literally bringing shame down upon the company for your actions. Of course, they're going to make a statement and be like, yeah, we fired this bitch because she fucking violated policy by humiliating a customer post. Yeah.
And they've ruined.
You're dumb.
They've ruined things for a certain group of men. The group of men that are hoping that one day a pretty DoorDash lady is going to show up. You know, and they're like, they don't have their dick out, you know, but they're like ready in case it's a pretty DoorDash lady who's like, I got your food. And he's like, oh, would you like a tip? You know, but that guy now has to be terrified that she's going to scream sexual assault because he breathed. Poor bastards.
That's actually true.
About it. They would just be like, oh, wow, this account's inactive.
They just want a little bit more than pizza,
They don't care
guys.
about you.
Come on.
Wait, what do you mean? Like, she's acting like this is like some kind of, like they owe her something.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
What do you mean?
The deactivation email around the same time they released the public statements.
Ooh.
Like literally within the same hour.
See her.
Oh my god,
Unify
within the same
deactivation
hour.
email
I didn't even know any of
explaining
this.
my reason for
You can totally see the remnants of her unibrow.
Okay.
It's crazy.
Take it easy.
And then the silly putty nose. It's just very funny to me because she's an awful person. and she's very vapid. And if she ever saw this would drive her crazy. But because nobody's talking about her fucking unibrow. We're breaking new ground here, Maxine.
Just play the video.
I can't believe I missed
A
this.
whole 24 hours after they deactivated me, and a whole 24 hours after I
They should
already
ban her
submitted
TikTok
my
account.
appeal, and about 12 hours after
They should,
had already
because if she got charged, that means that she committed a crime by disseminating that information on the website, and they should have to ban the account because you don't want to have people that are committing crimes by using the website. Yeah, they should ban her.
See if her account's still up.
Yeah, perm ban her.
denied my appeal. They finally sent me the email explaining why they fired me.
Yeah, what did they say?
So I and the rest of the world, we all found out why I lost my
They said, "Fuck you, bitch."
job.
We
together.
all? Who's we? Nobody cares.
That's the update.
Well, here's a new one. You're getting arrested. You got
Yep.
arrested for 2 felonies. I cannot wait. I don't, I mean, like, courts are like so, it's so blatantly biased for courts, but at the same time, I do think that, like, I do think there's a chance that this person could actually end up going to jail. And this will ruin her life, by the way.
Open
This will
TikTok, it's a video
100%
about
ruin
her.
her life. This is amazing.
Yeah, this
I
bitch
used to pray for
ruined-
times like this.
And
I'm gonna
It's literally the first video. I opened TikTok because I'm going to go see if her account was still up. And literally the first video was from the older millennial talking about her. I love that.
Hey, you picked a hot topic at least.
Max writes a porno DoorDash edition.
Well, I mean, I've just happened to know that there are men out there that have that fantasy that one day the hot delivery girl's gonna show up. Why do I know this? Because it's about the plot of half of porno movies is either it's a hot delivery driver or the guy's a delivery driver and he goes to a hot chick's house. One or the other, right? Well, I guess nowadays they're all about like weird incest stuff. But back in the day, they'd be about a delivery driver or a plumber. Maybe a carpenter. Maybe he's there to repair the TV. But more often than not, he's there to fix her pipes, if you know what I mean. Anyway.
There's another video.
Another video of what? I don't want to bring TikTok up on a computer because it's cancer.
Mm-hmm.
It's the DoorDash girl. I'm also
You can put it up to the mic, though.
Want to listen to it, guys?
Yeah, let's hear
Hi
it
guys,
together.
It's the DoorDash girl. I'm also Olivia, but I prefer to go by Liv or Livy Henderson for anybody who's wondering.
I don't care.
And for anybody who's just now hearing about this, what happened is October 12th, 2025, I was doing my job, and when I arrived at their house, their front door was wide open.
Liar.
And they were within eyesight of the front door, laying on the couch, indecently exposed to me.
Stop
And I reported
talking
this to
about
DoorDash, and I
it.
want to clarify, I did report this to the police the very next morning on October 13th. And DoorDash did ban the customer. And then a day and a half later, DoorDash banned me as well. And this was DoorDash's response to me.
Oh, okay. So, oh my God, I hate it when it cuts it off. It says, we take reports of this nature with the utmost seriousness. We want to be absolutely clear. This dasher was not deactivated for reporting a sexual assault. If a dasher ever experiences something that makes them feel unsafe or uncomfortable, we urge them to please contact our support team immediately so we can help, as their safety and well-being matter deeply to us. At the same time, publicly sharing videos taken inside a customer's home, especially when personal information is involved, raises
against our policy.
raises privacy concerns and is a clear violation of our policies in order to protect everyone's safety and privacy. We've deactivated both the dashers and the customers' accounts, and we are working directly with law enforcement for additional guidance. So that is their statement. Thank you, Livy, honey, boo boo. Thank you for giving me the statement I was looking for.
Bitch wanted the smoke. She's got all the smoke. Now she can't handle it.
There's more. Okay. Oh, there's more.
More to the statement.
Oh, yeah. All right. There is more. We've seen some tough and sensitive posts over the past few days, and we want to clear the air. No one should ever have to experience sexual assault, harassment, or abuse, and DoorDash never deactivates someone for reporting it. Full stop. We take these reports incredibly seriously and work closely with law enforcement to investigate and support those affected.
Just like I said, they do take that kind of thing seriously, because if they got a reputation for that, no one would DoorDash ever again, and it would ruin their company.
Exactly. We take the... Oh, I did that already. In this case, the Dasher let us know about an experience that made them feel unsafe. And that's exactly what we always want Dashers to do. Our team immediately began investigating and has been in direct contact with law enforcement and is prepared to fully support any of their efforts. However, posting a video of a customer in their home and disclosing their personal details publicly is a clear violation of our policies. That is the sole reason that this Dasher's account was deactivated, along with the customers.
So that's an important distinction they're making there. They're saying that no matter what the police determine, we are going with that. This is a separate matter, that she violated our policy, even if he is a rapist. That is a matter for the police and DoorDash's support team and you, not a matter for TikTok.
Exactly. All right, so I'm going to start that sentence again.
I'm sorry, but
that's okay.
I thought it was important because if somebody missed that, they drew a distinction and said that even if he's bad, what she did with them
is a violation.
Is against the rules.
Yep. Okay. That is the sole reason that this Dasher's account was deactivated along with the customers while we investigated. We've also ensured that the Dasher has full access to their earnings.
Of course.
Can I repeat that for you? We've also ensured that the Dasher has full access to their earnings. So she cannot claim that she cannot get the money that is in her account, because they are stating publicly that they are ensuring that she has access to the money that she earned while she was working. Yes.
That's a serious claim to make against a company that they're withholding your last paycheck when you've been fired. So her saying that at all, they like literally, if she continues that route now, they could send lawyers to tell her to shut up. Further than that, just on the last earnings thing, since we're going through, that's important. So it might be she's saying it. I can't make money. I can't get my money. She might be talking in her mind about potential future earnings, but the reality is she probably doesn't have that much in her account because she's a DoorDash driver.
The point is that they obviously felt like she was trying to make it seem like they're not letting her get her money, which is why they made that statement.
In reality, she's doing that thing he was saying, the double speak, right? She's talking about it like future earnings, but the way she says it sounds like they're withholding money. But what she doesn't understand, for a major corporation like DoorDash, the accusation that you are in violation of OSHA and not paying an employee their last check publicly, you're saying this all over the internet, like, dumb woman, go talk to a lawyer, dumb woman.
Yeah. Let's see, there's a little bit more.
Sorry.
We know these are sensitive situations, and we want every Dasher to know, if you ever feel unsafe or experience something concerning, come to us. We're here to listen, act, and support.
Notice I've been very correct about their mindset through all of what I've said.
Yep.
There have been a lot of people saying things like, I entered the customer's home or I opened the customer's door.
You
but I
did.
can assure you that I did not do either of those things.
You did.
And I have obtained irrefutable proof that the door was already wide open.
Liar, liar, pants on fire.
Okay, show your proof.
When I arrived to the customer's house. But due to its importance, I cannot post that proof at this time. And to all those that have been...
You can post his penis. You can't post proof that you're not the bad person. Fuck you.
supportive of me during this time. Thank you so much.
Get a lawyer.
Your comments and your videos and your messages, and trust me, I won't forget the love that has been shown to me during this time. And to any large creators that have made statements on my situation and then further retracted that and then apology. Any large creators that have made statements on my situation and then further retracted that and then issued me an apology. I appreciate that. Thank you. Hi guys.
I won't apologize for any. I ain't a big creator, but I ain't gonna apologize for anything that I've said about you because you are a lying sack of shit and you're still lying. There is security footage of you opening the door. The police of that city in New York have said they have the footage of you opening the door. You're a lying sack of shit.
This is why I keep saying get a lawyer, okay? Because one is I'm sort of an empathetic person in that way, and two, get a lawyer because A, you're making statements against the corporation that might cease and desist and then further sue you for defamation about the last check stuff. That's actually a serious claim to make. Any working person knows this. Anybody that's ever run payroll knows this. This is a huge thing to say about a company. You can ruin them. Two, so if you had a lawyer, you wouldn't be making any of these statements. Any of them. None. Not one.
Oh.
I just want to continue. You need a lawyer. Okay, you're
Sorry.
running my train of thought. You need a lawyer because you're making all of these statements. Now, you're trying to litigate two places at once. You could say, and it seems that the gentleman in this case will litigate this in a court of law. Then you would shut the fuck up. From then on out, your lawyer says for you. That's it. Or you want to litigate this in the court of public opinion, which you can do that too, but it's going to cost you in court. And it's going to cost you in the court of public opinion when you try to say you're fighting both battles like she just did and say, I have irrefutable evidence. And you're just going to have to wait until I go to court to see it. Well, just trust me, bro.
They have irrefutable proof that you did open the door. So,
well, law enforcement wouldn't say it's irrefutable proof, but I would say that they have a confidence in the evidence that they have against you to bring felony charges against you. Do you realize that most cases they don't bring charges if they don't think there's going to be a conviction?
Not felony ones.
Welcome to the world of criminal and legal stuff and law and order. And from the point of view of a suspected perp woman, this isn't going to be very good for you. You're used to being pampered. Do you know how you get treated in jail? You know how you get treated in the fucking courtroom itself by bailiffs, by everybody. Your lawyer is your only lifeline, and it seems you don't have one. And if you do have one, fire them and find one that tells you to shut the fuck up.
By the way, in prison, if you do your little freakouts like she did in the first video, you know what that gets you? That usually gets you, well, most likely locked in solitary confinement, which, guys, solitary is not quiet. Solitary is not peaceful because you are in, usually it's just a cell, a cot, your toilet, that's it, nothing else. Sometimes you might not even get clothes
You're
put in there.
skipping the fun step because
on.
You could get strapped to a chair all day before that too.
But when you're in solitary, you're in that little room with just the bare necessities. There's an entire wing of these rooms, and you are hearing every single person in there that's yelling and screaming and banging and everything. You're hearing all of that, and it echoes like fucking crazy because usually all the doors and everything are made of metal. I've been to 3 different prisons, and I've seen solitary, I've seen the cells, I've seen the mess hall. Actually, no, 4. I'm sorry. I've been to 4 because I went to juvenile as well, and I got to see that facility too while I was in college. Just walking through as a visitor, that is... Dude, there was one point in time, this had to have been the scariest thing that I have, besides witnessing somebody shooting a gun in front of me. The scariest thing I've ever had to experience is, okay, guys, you need to get all the way up against the wall. Why do we need to get up all the way up against the wall? So I'm all the way up against the wall because, oh yeah, the prisoners are walking right there. The only divider is a little fucking red line painted on the fucking floor. It's like fucking kindergarten. You gotta make sure you stay on your side of the line. These are fucking prisoners. And I believe that this was in the medium security prison. So it's not maximum, but it's medium. They've done some pretty
Well-
fucked up shit. And they are literally like, if they reached their hand out, they might have been able to touch us. And there's just tons of them just walking by us.
talk about-
Oh my God, that was scary.
You mentioned her behavior, right?
Mm-hmm.
The tantrums. And it's not going to get her in solitary because it's more likely to get her on psych.
Yeah.
And that's why I say the first thing that's going to happen if you throw a tantrum in a prison, woman, man, doesn't fucking matter. And it doesn't matter how privileged you are, girl, and how rich your family is. None of this matters if your dad bought you a brand new car when you turned 16 years old. Okay? You're flipping out. You're crying. You're unconsolable. One, they're going to section you off into the psych ward. That means you're going to be in prison with all the mentally ill people in prison.
That is scarier than solitary because we went there. The women, we weren't allowed to even go in, and we could only basically look at the first cell because there was an inmate in there. He was on a suicide watch and he was completely naked. So only the guys got to go in and look. But I didn't need to see because I heard this man. I don't remember the words that he said, but I remember the sound of his voice, of his screams, and I know.
And
you wouldn't want to be in there.
Is when you
even
get,
for the women.
That's when you get
there.
fully transferred over. But the first thing that's going to happen is what they often call the chair. And the chair is not like an electric chair like people might think. The chair is a restraint device. And that chair, it's much like a portable little roller chair that you can sit in, similar to the way you sit in this one, except that chair has your arms and legs strapped to it.
And your head.
And your chest and neck, so that you can't really move. Mm-hmm. And if you're on there for more than a certain amount of time, you also get a feeding tube and a catheter. And if you're on there even longer, you can be on there up to 3 days. They'll even put a poop bag in for you. Don't ask. You don't want to know. And that's the first thing that happens if you throw a tantrum that the guards don't like in prison. And it doesn't have to be that the guards are worried for your safety. That's what they'll say on the fucking report, the way that she does when you write all your little concentric circles of support like he was talking about. But in a prison, they don't give a fuck about that shit. They're going to say the prisoner was uncooperative, so we put her in the fucking chair. Mm-hmm. How long she sits in the chair depends on when she decides to be fucking cooperative. And if you sit in there for the full 3 days, then you're going on suicide watch because clearly you're not fucking right in the head that you're going to want to sit there restrained for 3 fucking days and not start cooperating with us. That's how they deal with insufferable little bitches. Yes, women too. In jail. Yes, even pretty little things that have been spoiled their whole life by daddy are going to get put on the chair, and if you don't cooperate, put in the mental ward, which it might be different than the one you saw because there's not naked guys in it, but there's naked women in it, and a lot of them are on drugs, a lot of them have schizophrenia and severe mental illness. That's what, and they're in prison. Yeah. They're in prison for a reason. It's not a regular mental hospital.
When we went, they actually didn't have any women that were in there at the time, luckily. They had actually...
This is because Rhode Island is co-ed. They're not in the same side of the prison, but they have men's and women's in the same place, correct?
No, they're separate buildings. They are,
but the mental ward would have both.
Yeah, that's another separate building. But like in the prisons themselves, they do have a section of just a few cells where they will keep them there in the prison, and then if they have to move over there, they will. There
Rhode Island's a small place, so it's all
cool.
one complex.
This is kind of cool. Yeah, they're all in the same complex. They are connected by tunnels.
Yes.
And in the women's ward in the prison, down near like where they would go to take laundry and stuff, there is this big door, or at least there was at the time. They could have changed it because this was back in like 2007, 2008, so a long time ago. Things could have changed, but there was this big door, and it kind of made me think of like a vault door for like a bank. And someone asked about it, and they were like, "Oh yeah, that leads to the tunnels that connect the facilities, and it's completely blocked off. They don't use them anymore." But I was like, "Yeah, that's cool." There's always tunnels with prisons, and there's usually always some kind of dark history with them. Like Oh my God, what is the name of that prison that like every single freaking ghost hunter people have been to?
I don't know, but
It's one of the most famous ones. It's the biggest one, and I
don't
can't
know
remember
if
the
you
name
can-
of it. But their tunnel, they literally have a tunnel. It has stairs, and then it's just a fucking ramp. And literally, there were so many people dying that they would just take them in the bags, put them on the ramp, and just slide them down, and then walk down, and then they would
They
go
got-
into the tunnels to transport
the
them. Oh,
famous one. There's a documentary. They use the tunnels at Walpole. You've seen Walpole.
mm-hmm.
I don't think you've been in it.
Mm-mm.
You guys went to all Rhode Island once, but
Mhm.
Walpole has tunnels behind all the cells that they use to monitor people.
Oh, that's creepy,
Yeah,
but necessary.
guards can patrol the cells behind them in the walls, and so you never know if there's a guard right there listening to you.
So you should just always behave.
You would think, but it's Walpole.
Yeah, I know. So that's
Well,
not
the
gonna
reason I
happen.
ask if you've seen it, if you've ever driven by Walpole State Penitentiary, it's
Uh,
scary looking.
I have, because I believe that somebody that my family knew was put in there.
Yes.
I never went to visit them ever, but I remember driving there with my dad for some reason. And so I saw it and I was like, damn. And this was that was actually that was before. Yeah, he went for one of his court days or whatever. But that was actually before I went to college. That was the first time I ever saw a prison, was seeing that
And
one.
it's one of the scariest looking fucking prisons in the country.
Hmm.
Walpole is scary, and if you watch the
The
documentary,
Rhode Island ones were scary, but like it looks scarier from the outside. I wouldn't want to go on the inside, but the Rhode Island ones, all of them, because like I said, we went to the maximum security prison, we went to the medium security, we went to the women's prison, and then we went to the juvenile. That one fucking broke my heart. That broke my heart. I know they're all teenagers and stuff like that, but like some of them were like so fucking tiny and they look so scared. And like it's just, oh my God, it was fucking heartbreaking. There was one girl that was having a complete fucking breakdown being there. Like not like freaking out, like causing trouble, but like was just like couldn't deal with the fact that she was there, and it was so sad.
yeah, I mean, shit. Mental wards are often just as rough, you know, and like that's why I say like you can't be flipping out like that. You'll end up in the mental ward for the prison, right? She gonna have to learn to be a big girl. She gonna have to learn that she needs to maybe give up her cornbread now and again. She gonna learn that she needs to do what the guards say. She's also gonna learn to not have, like, if she makes certain friends, it's gonna cost her. She's gonna learn all kinds of stuff about life if she goes to jail.
Yeah, learn not to be a snitch, because that's gonna go really bad for you. And I mean,
Karens always end up trying to be a snitch.
if you watch, like, so there's a show that actually I really liked watching, again, because with my degree, like I'm interested in the legal system and stuff like that. So it's I think it's called 60 Days In. And it's where people actually, they volunteer for this. It's a documentary, and they go into prisons as inmates. They have like complete backstories and everything. The goal is to make sure they don't get found out, because that would be really bad. But you get to see how it works on the inside. And there are guards that will straight up not give a fuck and like women specifically, they will leave you in your cell with no clothes, no sanitary products while you're on your period and not give a fuck.
Yeah, they're not supposed to.
No, they're not supposed to. The woman that was undercover, she's the only person that reported something like that. And then the whatever guard she was talking to, the guy that was higher up, he was like, you know what? I'm actually glad you brought this to my attention. I have been getting more people that are being brave enough to report her, and she got something done. But you have people that will be in there that I've seen where they think they're in cool with like whatever bitch is the one that runs their cell block, right?
Oh, of course.
And then, well, all of a sudden there's a random, we're checking everything. So they're searching everywhere in that cell block. They're searching under beds. They will literally trash your bunk and your cell. They don't give a fuck. They are searching for contraband.
Often they like I will say this in a maximum security men's prison, this is a normal everyday occurrence.
Oh, yeah.
Twice a day at least. They turn over everything in your cell. They turn over everything in the common areas. They turn over everything in the shower. They turn over everything in the canteen. Like any place prisoners go, at like Walpole, for example, like we mentioned, that every inmate's cell on that block right now is being searched because it's morning search. So like even what you're saying that sometimes they do that is considered a massive privilege.
Yeah, like yeah, for certain prisons, like so. The one that I was watching specifically, it's a good show. I do recommend you watch it. It's entertaining to the very least, seeing what somebody, because some of these inmates, like the real inmates, some of them are fucking funny as hell. Like, and you end up liking some of them.
Side tangent, but you'll laugh. I mentioned how I was like, oh, we got 2 topics to talk about. We could definitely kill time about, I said what, like a 16-minute video and a 10-minute video?
Yeah, you said we killed 2 hours.
We've already been over 2 hours. And we're not even done with the video.
Nice.
There's a whole nother video.
But there was it was the women's prison, and it was a random check. Someone might have said something, but it was a random one. They weren't expecting it. Well, the head bitch thought it was the undercover person. That was like, oh, I got in with the head bitch. What do you think happened? If it wasn't for the fact that she was part of this documentary, she would have been fucked. Because I'm pretty sure they somehow in some way got it to be the, like, maybe she had something and then tried to, like, frame her. And I mean, dude,
that don't work either. That don't work either because, like, oftentimes they will arrest their informant for show.
Mm-hmm. And
they don't trust you just because you get arrested.
Contraband for them was cigarettes. Anything that you would use to try and do tattoos on yourself, piercings, that's all contraband. Any type of thing that you could use for any type of drugs, that's contraband. Oh my God,
it's
making
funny.
the fucking toilet alcohol. Oh, that's mainly men do that.
Prison guards explain contraband the exact opposite way you and other people do, where it's easier to explain what is allowed. What is allowed is products that the prison makes that you're allowed to have in your cell at any given time. We have a list of the specific products you can have right here.
Mm-hmm.
It's easier to tell you what you are allowed to have than to tell you what's contraband. Contraband is basically anything. That's how guards will tell you, too, when you're in jail. They'll tell you contraband is anything you're not supposed to have. If you want to know what you are supposed to have, we'll provide you with a list of things that you can check against.
Dude, people got cell phones snuffed into them sometimes in some episodes.
Oh, you want to see? There's a whole thing about Facebook Live streams from prisons that have gone like...
Wow.
There was like 3 guys from one prison that were like kind of famous for a while for just streaming straight up in like maximum security because they had a cell phone.
Hmm.
And then they got caught. Yeah, then they got in a lot of trouble.
Mm-hmm.
And one of the guys was like telling people outside in his gang to beat people up and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
There's been a lot of people sneaking phones and doing live streams from prison. There's a cool guy that I think is awesome actually, who just records the meals, and he doesn't even really talk. He just records the meals they give him, especially for Thanksgiving and Christmas and stuff, and just shows you what it's like and kind of talks about what it's like in prison a little bit. That guy's cool. They should just let him.
Mm-hmm.
Because he's just, he's not like, oh, this is the life or anything like that. He's like, this is my meal I got. You know, it kind of sucks being here on Thanksgiving, so I figure I'll share. You know, this is what they give us.
Mm-hmm.
You know, this cranberry sauce is kind of nice. I just wish I was at home. This is why you don't want to come to prison, kids. You know, that's all he did. And there was a guy on the outside running his YouTube channel. And eventually they, I guess, found his phone. I don't know if they knew it was that guy doing it. But, like, he still gives updates through text. But for a while, he was just filming the food. And it wasn't bad. It was what you would expect. It was what you would expect of good prison food, actually.
Mm-hmm.
It looked like something you might get at a kid's school rather than a prison. right? But he wasn't supposed to stream at all, and they punished him severely for it, apparently, when he got caught having a phone. And it's just like, I don't know. He by my standard, I think that guy was doing right. He wasn't promoting anything bad. And if anything, he's showing you, this is the reality of what your fucking Christmas is going to be like in jail. You're going to sit alone in your cell, wishing you had anybody to talk to, while you eat your fucking pressed fruit cake or whatever bullshit they give you. They say ham, and it's just literally slices of cheap Walmart ham. It's shit like that, right? You know, you've seen the kind of like imagine their turkey dinner.
Oh, it's not good.
You know,
Not
it's
really
all
that
instant potatoes and stuff. And all the guy does is sit there and eat it. He shouldn't get in trouble for that. And frankly, you should be. I actually think that there's a level of low-level, non-violent offenders might even benefit from streaming stuff like that as long as they're monitored. And he wasn't streaming. He was making videos, so it would be really easy to check the video.
Oh yeah, and sometimes kitchen won't give a shit if you have like an allergy. Well, not allergy, they have to, but if you just have like a preference, if you say you just prefer not to have something, they won't give a fuck.
No.
You eat what they give you.
You eat what they
and if
give
you want something special, you get the money so that you can go and get it from the shop. Oh, by the way, but if you do that and you stock up and you show off that you have a lot of the food shit from I forget what they call it. Yeah, you're gonna bring attention to yourself you don't want.
Yeah.
I've seen that go south so many times for so many of the people that are on that show.
I have a friend. You actually know, you just don't know the story, and I won't tell you which one. But he was sexually assaulted over peanut butter crackers. Yeah. If anybody ever wonders why Max doesn't think prison rape is very funny, it's because it's affected a few people I've known that have done time, and I don't think there's very little you could do in my mind to deserve that.
Yeah.
And in his case, it was that he had stocked up on peanut butter crackers, and this guy didn't like it, and that's just how they punish you. Which is fucked up. And again, it's probably not as bad for a young lady in a ladies' prison, but that's an ever-present problem in a men's prison, particularly if you're a felon, because you're going to go to a higher security prison, most likely. I'd be interested to see if so it is in New York, apparently, from what you read, it is specific to sexual surveillance, right?
Yep.
And so then definitely she's going to have to register as a sex offender as part of this as well. So that's good too. Or at least I would think so. If she gets convicted, that she would have to. Or please out. I wouldn't. See, that's what I think that the state would want is they want a felony to stick and they want her on a sex offender registry. I think that would be appropriate. I think that people will be mad if she doesn't do jail time, but even if she doesn't do jail time, if they get the felony and the sex offender, that's a fitting punishment in my mind. It's over for a sleepover unless they know this little thing.
Yeah, so she's obviously out because they said she's due back in court December 4th.
Yeah, they would have given her bail.
Yeah, I'm just disappointed about that. But yeah, so
I think
whenever there are more updates, I will definitely update on it.
We could move on unless you want to watch another.
I don't remember what's left. Oh my god, there's
I'm gonna explain why,
like
because some
4
people might be like, oh,
We'll
why
just
are you
watch.
happy
All
about
right,
this?
we'll
This is the
watch.
person that lost their job, everything. I think this is such a great and amazing thing, and I'll explain the reasons why. Number one, you're recording a person without their consent in their own home.
Yep.
If the door was closed and you recorded them through the window, it would be problematic also. So you're also distributing this. You're basically creating pornographic material of a person without their
Yep.
consent and publishing it on the internet publicly.
Yep.
And then at the same time, you're weaponizing things like being sexually assaulted by having to see a fat guy laying on a sofa with his pants down after
Fat.
allegedly you opened the door.
Humiliate him more.
You're intentionally, and she's zooming in on him.
Yep,
You're zooming
she
in
did.
on this guy. So you didn't send this to the police. You didn't go to the police about this. You went to TikTok. Right. Why didn't you send that to them? It's not alleged. Well, as far as I know, it is. But yeah, there it is. Breaking and entering. Well, we don't know about that or not. And what is this here? The onboard video has nothing in it. The guy's covered. It shows the side of his thigh. Female
That's
clothing
not
can be
true.
more revealing in the way this guy is in the video.
Don't try to minimize
anyway,
it.
and then she goes and then she acts like, oh, wow, well, they need to they need to solve this problem for me because I'm so important. You're a fucking DoorDash driver. Do you think that you matter? You're expendable.
Yep.
You're completely expendable.
Yep.
And so anyway, this is what happens.
See the face she makes when she walks away?
She walked into a private space where a person's naked and she didn't like that, doing private things in a private place? Yeah, exactly. Do you think the police know 100% that someone is a criminal and who should be in jail? They saw somebody rob a bank, they don't know it? Well, I don't know about this. I have no idea. I don't think she robbed the bank. I don't think they know for sure. But this is a amazing thing. We need to put more Karens in jail. This is what I want to see more of every single fucking day. And luckily and hopefully, after enough of them are put in jail, the world can finally improve. She's literally a 2%er. She is. She is a 2%er. And you can see her and how she talks about it, everything like this.
No, I don't.
This is the...
Okay. He doesn't really explain it all the time because it would sound worse if he did. But what he means is there's about 2% of the population that clearly belongs in a mental hospital.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And they're not. Right, Dave's a 2%er, but she's a less obvious, but still like. And what makes somebody a 2%er isn't just that they're crazy in public; it's that they're a nuisance while being crazy in public. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that's about 2% of the population.
Okay.
This is the enemy of America right here. This is it. This is the prime enemy. It's not the Jews. It's not the black people. It's not the Middle East. It's not even all the Muslims. This is the enemy. Right here. The prime evil.
You think he's going to apologize to her?
That's it. The prime evil. Mentally ill people. Optics-obsessed, virtue-signaling, obnoxious, privileged Karens that will import every problem from the rest of the world into America to satisfy their suicidal empathy that's actually narcissism disguised.
Yep.
And they will also manipulate, lie, and misrepresent every situation to avoid any accountability from anything that they ever do, blame everything on systems, create endless levels of apparatus systems to protect them from their bad behavior, and to effectively waste and destroy resources by trying to provide different levels of insulation from accountability. That is the prime evil in America.
What's amazing to me is how he's able to, off the top, remember the whole spiel. But it's the truth. I'm maybe not as verbose. And so, I don't know. We've DoorDash girled for 2 hours, and man, she should, like, again, my only advice as a layperson that doesn't give actual advice, but rather comedy advice, is like literally just get a lawyer, dumbass. And also, whatever.
Stop talking about it.
Stop making your nose look like that. Like, what the fuck? You know? I think people would like her better if her nose wasn't made of silly putty. Maybe that's just me. I don't know. So, also we have, since we're doing drama, and again, we'll do a Twitch separate thing just about Twitch, because there's a lot to say about that when we have a special
like
guest.
Max said, I'm gonna have, like, to me, like, this is gonna be like a really, really, really special guest, so I'm very excited. But I'm not gonna tell you who it is.
Yeah, and for me, I'm like, did you really want me and that person on the same show at the same time? And she's like, yes. And I'm like, okay.
I realize what I'm going to be potentially putting myself in for. But I feel like this person is going to be really kind of like crucial to the conversation.
But anyway, we have something adjacent to Twitch.
Give me 1 second. You explain what it is. I will be right back.
So, Twitch creator Emiru, who was recently assaulted at TwitchCon by a supposed fan who touched her inappropriately, or something like that. Tried to touch her inappropriately, I should say. She has gotten sued by another creator because she came out and said that he was a bad boyfriend in several different ways. I don't really know what caused... Well, she said what caused her is because he was doing it to somebody else. I watched her allegations video, and they seem believable. Since then, for her part, she's been quiet. We talked about the allegations video on a previous stream. And so that's why she doesn't need me to explain to her. But in case anybody else doesn't know, so Emiru, she accused Miss Kiff of essentially being a controlling and bad boyfriend for the period of time that they were together, and that he was jealous and hit walls was a big one, punched walls, was controlling of her, and etc. Well, we'll get into more of that. Well, her coming out to explain that, trying to find my tobacco. I had it a second ago, and now I'm retarded. There it is. Ms. Kiff comes out, and he is suing her for, I guess, defamation. Well, again, the details of the law part will, the lawyer we're gonna watch will do it. If you've seen him before, shout out Legal Mindset. I watch his content definitely on occasion when a court case he's talking about interests me, and this is certainly that. And I think he has good takes. He's a actual attorney of some variety, and he'll you know, he intros himself. He's a real professional about this stuff, and he's gonna break down this lawsuit that Miss Kiff has filed against Emiru and what her counter response would be in his opinion. And I think that it'd be interesting to hear what he has to say about it. So that's basically what this is. I think I introed it perfectly well, and you know what this is.
Mm-hmm.
You haven't seen this video, though.
I don't think so.
Emiru has a perfect legal counter for Miskiff in the latest in the legal saga. Of course, I'm Andrew Esquire, and this is a legal mindset. We can teach you to be your own judge. Of course, it's a fast fact version, the quick and dirty version of the latest in legal news. So in the saga of Emiru versus Miskiff, obviously, we have the lawsuit that was filed by Miskiff. We covered that previously, but now we have an opportunity for Emiru to counter, to punch back. So we're going to talk about what she can do here. Of course, some quick disclaimers. All the allegations are allegations that must be proved in law, in a court of law. But at this point, with Miskiff saying he is going to go demon mode and he is going to go hardcore in the paint,
it's time to go full demon time. It is time to go full demon time. Let's watch the world fucking burn.
With no sign of settlement over the past couple of days and weeks, it looks like we are prepared for war. That is legal warfare, lawfare, or maybe lawsuit fare, as it may end up being a joke on Miskiff's side. But that said, Emiru has not made her official counterclaims.
Bro, like the biggest YouTube lawyer right now literally said your lawsuit might be a joke as like a snide remark. Maybe it's time to learn to retract. You can retract lawsuits, you know. It's real easy.
I absolutely agree with him.
Yeah.
It's...
And again, I said we've watched the whole stream of her allegations on a previous show. So if people want to see your thoughts on that this is sort of a follow-up, if anything. And I do think that he makes some really good points that you'd probably like. So
this is my speculation on her best legal response. Speaking to plaintiffs' attorneys in California and Texas, and doing some research myself. So obviously you have Emmy here, and she's very much at the center of this. Over the past couple weeks, since my last stream, nothing has changed.
Shout out to Emmy, by the way. I was in a guild with her. Full disclosure, I like Emmy as a person. I have talked to her years and years ago. We were in World of Warcraft or whatever. I don't really watch her content. I just think she's a nice person. And so when she made those allegations, and also what happened to her at TwitchCon, I took a listen. And yeah, I think she got the raw deal in both of these examples. So it's very unfortunate that, you know, you would even have to learn about who she is this way, because you didn't really know. You'd seen her before because she's a big streamer. But like you didn't really know anything about her until all of this, and it's an unfortunate situation. But I like to say, shout out. I think she is a good person from when I've encountered her, and I have a different opinion on Mizkif.
The public support for her, the evidence in her side, everything looks like it is stacking
He's
up
a
in her favor
crybaby
so
when he
far.
plays
Meanwhile,
games and
Mizkif
loses.
over here, who promised to release information, has not done that, and it has
crybaby.
indeed seemed to be more dedicated to his delusional self-grandeur, where he does believe he can come out on top despite a horrible lawsuit, despite...
Bro just got called delusional by an attorney and said that his lawsuit is, quote, terrible. Imagine being that guy and then also looking like he looks like oh my god, you're gonna die laughing. Justin Timberlake and Tim Pool had a baby. Tell me you see this, chat. Hold on, I'll make it a little bigger so everybody can get the full effect. But he looks like Justin Timberlake and Tim Pool had a baby. And that baby's name is Mizkif. Anyway.
Facts that are against him, and this somehow not totally destroying his reputation and career. And of course, he was the one to file this joke of a lawsuit, this hilariously bad lawsuit that just is absolutely a joke. He's the one who started the aggression. So the question is, how does Emmy fight back? How does she get back at him? Well, based on my research and discussions, there are two claims which I think are very potentially viable. The first is intentional infliction of emotional distress, and that's the main one we're going to talk about today. That's the real nuke, I think, that comes in. Then you've got defamation. Now, defamation involves false statement of facts. You have to prove actual malice because these people are public figures. They're both streamers. And obviously damaged reputation, which both of them can say they potentially have if the other one was lying. But the big problem with defamation is the actual malice standard. And if this is brought in Texas, it's very difficult to prove a defamation case in Texas. Whereas IIED, if it's brought in a particular...
And so, okay, so they both live in Texas. So you assume that that's the jurisdiction it's in. The only other jurisdiction it could be in is California because Twitch is in California. But the statements of defamation don't have really much to do with Twitch. So I think he's probably right. It will be in Texas. That would make the most sense anyway. Also, it would probably get thrown out as he's literally called it horrible, a joke, and stupid, and hilarious. And like...
Also, just from, we watched a video where there was someone that was reading it. Bro, I'm not even gonna lie. It's basically like, here's my claim, and then I'm gonna say this, and I think that it's defending everything that I'm saying, but in reality, I'm literally fighting the prosecution within my own fucking...
He's been fighting for
within his
years.
own lawsuit, though. He literally makes a claim and then says shit that proves it wrong, that proves it false within the fucking lawsuit that he wrote. And he obviously wrote it himself. There's no way a lawyer helped him write that.
You gotta understand, he's got PTSD. He's worn down from all...
From what?
From the plushie wars.
I hit him with worse all the time. And look at him. He's retarded, but he's fine. I love him. He's good. Sometimes.
I can still hear the plushie screaming.
Jurisdiction that I'm going to talk about today. We've got a great case. You just have to show these elements: extreme and outrageous behavior. And that's the real key here. The behavior has to be beyond what a reasonable, normal person would do. It has to be extreme. You have to have a level of state of mind that is intentional or reckless state of mind. And then you have to have a connection between the reckless behavior and the emotional distress. And you have to have an injury as well. Let's talk about extreme behavior.
I'm pretty sure we don't even need to see what he has to say before we can point out some extreme behavior. I did spoil myself looking at it just now, that the top one is sexual assault, but that was the first thing I was going to say anyway, because yes, just because you're comforting a woman does not give you the right to put your hands down her pants. I hate that we even have to fucking talk about this.
That's not really comfort. That's just gross.
Okay, so his second was stalking and persistent harassment. Yeah, that sounds about right. Repeated messages. Blackmail, threats, and smear campaign. We talk about the bunnies. Oh my god. Ugh. And
controlling acts. Oh yeah. 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 He literally told her how to dress.
yeah, psychological and domestic abuse. He definitely admits to punching walls right next to her head and all that stuff. Like, bro, you're dumb. Anyway, let's
Again,
let
he
the
mentions
lawyer
that in his
explain how stupid
lawsuit. He mentions how he did that in his lawsuit.
Yeah, I'm retarded, but let the lawyer explain why you're retarded too.
Well, you have the alleged sexual assault. And now that's climbing on top of Emmy while she's crying and Miskiff shoving his hand down her pants. In some states, sexual behavior in and of itself is considered outrageous and extreme. I'll say that again. In some states, like California, you have sexual behavior that is per se automatically considered extreme. So that alone might be enough. But we've got more, kids. We've got more. Stalking and persistent harassment. We've got repeated messages after she's cut off communication, after she said to stop.
She didn't respond to a single fucking one, and then she was able to show everybody that.
Exactly.
So she's already built a case in that way, maybe not even realizing it. You know,
threats. You have a smear campaign, indirect threats to friends and family, contacting Twitch employees and other streamers to join in a smear campaign, and psychological and domestic abuse, including controlling acts like violence, punching the wall, or controlling what she does, controlling her behavior, controlling what she does on stream. These all come together as a whole to paint an extreme picture. They're not taken one by one. I know a lot of people are going to go one by one and say, well, alone, this isn't a problem. No, but you're putting it together in court. You're putting all of it, taking the totality and saying, is this extreme? And I think a reasonable person or a reasonable judge would say yes. You also had, of course.
So basically, that's his way of saying they might be individual things, but regardless, you take them all in consideration at the same time, which is why they're all together.
Yeah, right. This is the case we are presenting. That's what people often get lost in the sauce about some kind of things like this, is like, this is not like a criminal case where there are very specific counts. When you're talking about a pattern like he is, this is not just extreme behavior on one occasion. You can argue isn't extreme behavior over and over and over a long period of time that any reasonable person would consider extreme or aberrant or weird or antisocial or whatever you want to call it, is what he's talking about. And that's pretty easy. I mean, I'm a retard. I understand it. I don't understand why this guy didn't understand that's what he was doing. That is extreme behavior. And he adds to it in his response where he says he was taking shrooms and trying to drown himself. You think she's not going to use that in her case, buddy? What are you, retarded? I guess so. That's what happens when Justin Timberlake and Tim Pool have a baby.
Okay, let's see what else we got.
Of course, this proof here, and I shot at the Mooj, and I got this from his video, that, hey, there's some controlling behavior here going back for a while in terms of what she does on stream. Okay, so you have intent to cause distress. So Miskiff's persistence, despite clear boundaries, shows that he knew over time. This wasn't heat of the moment. This wasn't a passionate fight that went away and he apologized later because he realized he was being unreasonable. He persisted over time. That shows a long-term intent. Also, after his assault, after the post-assault reaction, he said what he did was wrong. So saying, hey, what I did to Emmy, getting on top and shoving down the pants, that was wrong, implies awareness, but yet he continued to harass her. He's continuing to harass her even after that. So he hasn't left her alone even after he knows he impacted. Also,
I can make one counter to that point, is that she said that's what he said after the fact. He's said that didn't happen.
Okay.
For his credit, to give a fair shake of things, he said that the sexual assault thing didn't happen, and she's basically playing up something that was completely different than what she said. I forget the story he told, but his version of it was a little more reasonable than what she said happened. I just believe her. That's all. I just believe her. I'm not a juror. I'm not a judge. I'm not a lawyer, so I can do that.
committed controlling tendencies. He's confessed to them, such as influencing her appearance, relationship dynamics. It indicates a pattern of disregard for her autonomy, right? Which shows an intent to control. You also have solicitation of others. Once again, he had to intentionally go out there over a period of time and try to recruit people to come against her. That shows a strong level of intent. In terms of emotional distress, if you are somebody who is crying, during a potential SA, there can be acute trauma. There can also be prolonged psychological fear and impacts from this public disclosure that was hanging over her head like a sword of Damocles. It was hanging over her head for months, and she had to hold this back and hold this in. Also, if you look at the basis for the restraining orders, you have a sustained impact that has potential professional fallout. The fact that OTK had to come out and publicly support her shows that public sentiment, public impact, public reputation, professional reputation, they were all at stake here. These are all emotional damages, right? But the question is where to file. There are two potential places based on the respective
like I think he filed in Texas. I'm almost certain of it. But she could file in California because Twitch is in California. I know he's gonna give an answer. I'm just trying to think of which one California, it's easier to prove emotional distress. Like, a lot easier. It's also easier to prove defamation there. However, it's California. And Emmy lives in Texas. So it would cost money just to run that case, to even just travel and whatever. I don't know. I'd probably say Texas as a countersuit to his. Let's see do you have a thought?
Probably Texas.
Yeah.
For the same reasoning.
Yeah, it's tough to say, so I'd like to see what a real lawyer thinks.
Residences of Miskiff and of Emmy. You've got California and you've got Texas, both of which would be viable. So which should they pick? Well, if I was Emmy, California wins. That's putting politics aside. I know a lot of people think I was going to pick Texas and say,
all the reasons I said, want to bet?
Texas is based. No. You have to pick the one where you think you're
Evidence
going to win.
standard,
You think you're going to be successful. And in my analysis, that's California. Why? Well, because of 4 elements: personal jurisdiction, the evidentiary standard, the success rate, and the defenses. So under the personal jurisdiction, it's easy because Miskiff's resident. Texas might be dismissed or transferred because of the minimum contacts rule, saying, hey, no longer in Texas, right? So we're gonna look at that not favorably and transfer that. However, California would be very, very easy to get into. You've also got an evidentiary standard where California treats sexual conduct as per se outrageous conduct. So that is under the Christensen case.
That is kind of huge in this case, because it doesn't matter what he said afterwards, and it doesn't matter if you call it sexual assault or not. It's outrageous behavior to do that when she wasn't a willing participant in California at all. At all, to do that was outrageous behavior. And if you look at the way his case was formulated, the sexual assault was the first point of emotional distress, and kind of depends, a couple of other pillars depend upon it. So he's not wrong that in California, you don't even have to prove it was assault. You just have to prove that she says, I didn't like this. It made me distressed.
And that's going to be very, very advantageous for Emmy. The other thing is punitive damages. She wanted to stop this from happening to other women. Well, that's what punitive damages are for. They're to stop this behavior in the future and make it so it's not a slap on the wrist. So instead of a small award, punitive damages are like a damage multiplier in a game. Let's say you did 1,000 damage. Well, now it's 10,000. Now it's more, 5,000, whatever. So something like a 2x, 3x, 4x, 5x, 10x is possible in certain states under certain circumstances, right? You also have a success rate. In California, emotional harm is very much something you can litigate. So because of that, because they don't require physical harm, and California is so open to emotional harm, you might want to go there.
We just watched a thing about that. Remember the Lucifer Valentine thing with the young bro there, Reckless Ben? Does a great job. He took Lucifer Valentine to court for emotional harm and never met the man and won. So it's not really hard. He's got a point.
Thing is, Texas has strong anti-slap laws and fee shift. So if Emmy was to come after him or counter and they found that claim was not sufficient, they would shift those fees potentially back on Emmy. Now, mind you, Miskiff may have his fees shifted if he, messing around or whatever else. But in this case, I think Texas is a bad place to go in terms of the anti-slap laws and the fee shifting. So that's my opinion on that. Defamation, real quick. I think one of the parties is not being honest at this point. At all, the intuition is that is Miskiff's.
I wonder which party he thinks isn't being honest. Dude, for a lawyer to go on YouTube, he's not in the country, but he knows he's still liable for some of the things he says. And for him to go out there and say all this shit about the lawsuit, if you're Miskiff and you didn't consider dropping it already,
You should now.
you really should.
So I'm going to presumptively say that Miskiff is not telling the truth. But hiding the truth and lying is one thing. Actual malice is another. So you can be lying to a degree, saying like maybe you're not fully disclosing information, but you're not outright lying, right? You're kind of, it's a gray area lie or something like that. That might not rise to actual malice. Or if you just don't know, we don't have the...
I was lying. Okay. You caught me in a lie, but the actual thing, it wasn't lying. Let's say I'm accused of being somewhere I shouldn't be, and I was, okay, and there was a murder there, but I didn't do the murder, and I lied to my wife. Why do I lie to my wife? The common one is that you would be cheating on them, but that's still not actual malice. You're trying to hide the other thing. You're not trying to harm the person. But it'd be even funnier if it would be like, I'm eating cheeseburgers, right? Because I had a heart attack and my wife might kill me. And there's a receipt showing me at McDonald's. And so I lied about being at McDonald's a whole bunch of times. It's not actual malice because my reason for lying isn't to harm anybody. My reason for lying is to save my own ass from my wife beating my ass for eating way too many cheeseburgers. And, that's the kind of thing they're talking about, just in case people don't understand, because a lot of these terms just don't mean shit to normal people, right? And they're very important in a law case. And it's funny because a lawyer doesn't usually speak this frankly about how shitty your case is. It's very rare for somebody with any qualifications to do that.
The information
That's
that
fine.
might not rise to actual malice. It's
I'm sure
very
he loves
difficult,
it.
and in Texas, it's going to be near impossible. However, in California, this might be viable as a secondary claim. So I would throw that in there as a secondary claim.
For defamation.
So what I would say is Emmy has an extremely viable case against Miskiff for intentional infliction of emotional distress, particularly in California. Defamation is less viable because it can be thrown in, but it can be thrown in as a secondary claim against Miskiff in California.
Thank you for
in
the
California
content,
lawsuit.
Miskiff.
Thank you once again for the infinite content, Miskiff. And guys, thank you for being here with me today and being so based. Make sure you smash the like button. Tell me what you think of the lawsuit below. Who do you think is going to win? Will Emmy bring a counterclaim? I want to know in the comments below, and I will catch you on the
That smile. He's having a fucking time of his life with this one. Yeah, as any good attorney probably would, right? I don't know if you have any other thoughts. It's pretty clear. Like, I think his strategy, if she didn't already have a lawyer, she should probably talk to him about finding one. And that's that. And Miskiff should talk to a lawyer, because I don't think a lawyer wrote that lawsuit, dude.
No, there's no way.
I don't think a lawyer would have filed it. Maybe he
There's
got a
no
lawyer after he filed it. That's possible, but he stopped talking, I guess.
Yeah, because if you watch the videos where like they read it, you can clearly tell he wrote it himself.
Yeah.
You can clearly tell. Because he says things in it that even I was like, oh my God, why is he saying that? He's literally
words it-
blowing apart his own.
I don't remember exactly
Lawsuit.
what, but he words things in a way that makes him sound like a catty bitch in a lawsuit. You're not snipping at people on Twitter, bro. This is a judge is supposed to read this.
He literally in the lawsuit was like, basically like, yeah, I did like freak out and hit the walls and stuff like that, but she threw plushies at me. He literally put that in the lawsuit.
Yeah.
He wrote
That's
that.
part
No
of what
no attorney would be like, yeah, we're
he's
gonna put
claiming that as emotional just himself. He's saying the plushie thing, and the only evidence he's actually gonna have of the plushie thing is the one video I've seen where she playfully goes dink with like a Kirby.
Yeah.
And I would, Emmy, you gotta hit me up, okay? Because I will give you a clip reel of things way worse than that hitting me in the head. And I am not emotionally distressed by it in the least. Now, that might just mean he's a bitch. And sometimes the court sides with fragile little bitches' feelings. I doubt they will with this little bitch because he makes himself unlikable in the lawsuit to the judge who has to read and determine. Like, I've seen this a few times when people do their own representing themselves. Acer Thorne is the other one. He sued my boy Sid Alpha. You've seen Sid Alpha. He's the one that does really, really in-depth videos, and I'm always chatting with him up on Twitter. He's had some hard times in life. He's a good dude, and he went through hell fighting with Acer Thorne, who will just file a lawsuit against you just to be a dickhead. And he's an autistic guy on like Social Security, so he has nothing but time to do that, and he's obsessed with it. And so he writes all these legal briefings, but he's an absolute cunt to the judge. And then he's always mad when they don't rule in his favor. And by the way, they ruled him a vexatious litigant in like multiple jurisdictions now, which you know what that means. That means that the court has determined that he's retarded and they won't take his lawsuits anymore. He is legally retarded.
That's special.
Vexatious. You know what that means? It's an old term. You knew it from a court terminology, but what does that word itself means? That means that he is so confusing. He vexes everyone by his like unpredictable behavior that doesn't make any logical sense. He's vexatious. So we cannot allow him to be a litigant. He needs to get a lawyer now, is basically how they stopped him from filing. And but he still files in other jurisdictions because he's a fucking crazy guy that does nothing but do that. And like the thing that's funny about him and why I draw the parallel is that he's being snippy to the fucking judge in the lawsuit that he's filing, and wonders why the judge is snippy right the fuck back. They all think judges can't be snippy. Dude, you try badmouthing a judge in their fucking courtroom, or you file some bullshit at them.
So long ago, a clip of like this like Spanish chick, and it's all done by video, and she's talking to the judge, and they're talking about like her stuff, and she's like, and then he says like, you're free to go, and she just goes like, adios, and then he's like, bring her back, and like added shit to her because he was like, yeah, you're gonna be like that, okay, we're adding the shit. Judges do that stuff all the time, even just for giving them attitude.
They're
for
allowed
one
to.
Thing. Yep.
You're disrespecting the court. And people don't realize that. I don't know. I've famously said online, because it's no secret that I had a legal case that I ended up winning. But dealing with courts and stuff like that, yeah, you gotta dress presentable. I saw motherfuckers get removed for coming in like a fucking. Now, the only exception to that is if you're coming in from lockup, they'll let you be a little disheveled because you're in holding or whatever. But if you come off the street into a judge's courtroom dressed like a slob,
oh yeah, you're
gonna hear about it. Very likely you're gonna hear about it, and especially if you're an attorney or somebody besides the actual defendant. The defendant's the only one that might get a break on that one, actually. So, or disrespecting them, like and so you write these lawsuits with your little snippy, jabs at the judge. He's already doing that in his initial filing. And so the law, it's funny because it's so easy to do and fun because it comes around. But to give these kind of people who I don't think are good people and I don't think should win, but give them the obvious good advice. So what was the first advice for DoorDash girl? Seek a plea deal immediately. And you might end up losing in a way that you end up as a felon and a sex offender. You should still take that deal if it can keep you out of prison, girl, because that's not going to be fun. But either way, go talk to a fucking lawyer. Second, Ms. Kiff, you're filing a lawsuit. Where's your lawyer? That one's easy. Why would you do that? What are you, a retarded person? Acer Thorne does that. Look what happened to him. He actually owes all kinds of money now for all these fucking lawsuits he files against people and then loses, Acer Thorne. I'm not sure how much. And judges are calling him legally retarded. And guess where he's from? Austin, Texas. Acer Thorn. Yeah. It's off the top of my head, so I might be wrong about Austin. 100% Acer Thorn is in Texas. I know because Sid Alpha's my boy. And he been dealing with these lawsuits with this fucking autistic guy for like 5 fucking years. It's taken a toll on his health. It ruined his marriage. He had to fucking like make amends with his fucking daughter and learn a new life because of fucking this guy's lawsuits bankrupting my friend as he gets sick. And that's why he's not around Twitter so much these days. He wins, but at what cost? And that's what I'm saying is like, that is literally what Ms. Kiff's trying to put her through. So fuck that shit. Talk to Sid. I mean, don't talk to me. Talk to Sid Alpha. He'll get you in touch with a lawyer that'll fuck this dude up. And you got the resources more to fight it than he did. And also, I don't think Ms. Kiff has weaponized autism the way Acer Thorn does, so he'll give up a lot quicker. That's my advice on the whole thing. And take him to the fucking cleaner. Don't just take donation to a charity like you did from Twitch. I get it. Twitch is your employer.
So I do have a little bit of an opinion on that. I don't think she should have gone for as little as she did. I think she should have gone for the maximum of whatever she should have gotten. And I think she should have gotten that money because that screws them. They're paying you that money. And then go and take whatever money that you get, the reward money from it, and you donate it to charities, because by you saying just donate the money right from them, they're not going to see that as a big loss. They're not going to see that as a loss at all, because actually what they get to do, even though it's because they lost this case, they can still write that off on their taxes as a donation. So they really don't suffer.
I'll tell
that
you
much.
why she took it is really obvious to anybody. That's her employer. She has contracts with them that she would have to then change and cancel, and it would be a massive pain in her ass.
I understand that. I do.
Could she have gotten Twitch for millions if she sued about this? Yes. Do I think she should still seek a criminal and even a civil penalty against the individual that assaulted her at TwitchCon? Absolutely. Take his ass to the cleaner. Teach his ass a lesson. Ms. Kiff too. Take him to the cleaner. Teach his ass a lesson. I understand why she took the deal from Twitch. That was the best for them. They offered her the best deal for them, and she wanted to put it behind her because she works for them. You totally get it.
Yep.
You want to help somebody else not get abused in the future, though? Make Ms. Kiff pay. Yeah, because he's already done it. A couple other girls are saying the same fucking shit. Same old song and dance.
Of course.
That's why she came out, because there was another girl already saying it, and she's like, that's a familiar story. Also, I want to talk about the rabbits for a second. I like rabbits a lot, okay? And I had rabbits when I was a kid. You know this. I've always dealt with rabbits. And his claims against her about the rabbits are especially heinous because rabbits don't live very long. And also rabbits are prone to getting sick and dying no matter what you do because of genetics. And also, I think what the real problem is he didn't like her bunnies because bunnies smell. Because his whole thing boiled down to, oh, and I made her have to put the bunnies outside, but I didn't think she was taking care of them inside, and I didn't think she was taking care. Yeah, bunnies stink, bro. This is why they're not usually indoor pets. They have an odor. It's a musk, okay? It's gonna happen. The thing is, she's had bunnies, I think, her whole life. She's used to it. You get used to it. He never wanted to get used to it. That's understandable, right? But then he turns it around and thinks that's his big brainstorm idea of how to go after her. But anybody that's raised rabbits for a long period of time knows that her losing, I think it was 2 bunnies. Unfortunate, but that's not uncommon when you have 5 or 6 of them. They live a couple years at most. And they don't need much at all. Putting them outside, he complained about them being outside in the heat. It's like they're rabbits. They're meant to be outside, actually. Like, that's why she wouldn't have a problem moving them outside. As a bunny owner, she knows it's going to get hot and it's going to get cold. But where do bunnies live if you don't have them in a pen?
Outside. In
the hot and the cold.
Mm-hmm.
It's such a stupid claim. And it gets me mad because this is the kind of shit people say about, well, that's why a lot of people won't own bunnies, is because they say this shit because bunnies stink. So they assume that you're a bad owner. This is a common thing people get against bunny owners. And frankly, I look at Emmy Rue on a stream. She'll show you her whole fucking house to this fucking day. You've seen where she's living. You see how she takes care of herself. Do you think for 1 second her bunnies are swimming in shit? This is the dumbest thing I've ever heard in my life. I'm sorry. Or or he tries to paint it like she's like purposely hurting the bunnies, like she's a psycho. It's like, no, the only psycho, like, that's projection. You're a psycho, bro. And I think we got through the 2 subjects. Did you want to very quickly talk about, we've talked about wrestling before. And I made you watch something this week.
I can't last too much longer just because my tooth is really starting to bother me.
And that's why this is a great finish, right? JCW lunacy.
Oh my god.
I mentioned it was been a kind of big deal for wrestling fans were watching it. And we watched an episode. And I will say this. The ones I watched before it were way better. I'll give it that. But not that. Not way, but they were better. This was probably the worst one I've seen. It's supposedly written by Vince Russo, who, I don't like his writing from WCW at all, or TNA at that point. And so, but he's coming back to wrestling. We not only are ICP fans, we've been to JCW before, and we know Violent J to some degree, and a lot of the people involved. So we were obviously willing to give it a fair shake. And you were quite almost sad by how much you hated it.
Oh, yeah.
So the episode of JCW Lunacy, I think we can review it this way. A couple bullet points, right? And if anything else jumps out at you. One, the zombies was okay, but they were in a match that didn't win you over. And I'll show you another match with them that looks much better in the future, so because they are pretty cool, but that match sucked. 2, the only match on the card was Matt Cross and Vampiro, Mecha Wolf. Mecha Wolf still killing it.
That was the only semi decent match.
It was the only wrestling match on the fucking card worth watching.
But the ending was fucked.
The big guys in the main event was stupid. Jasmine St. Was it Ashley St. Clair? Jasmine St. something like that. The porn star manager girl who has the big dudes, she has potential. I said I like what she's doing. She's the bitchy OnlyFans model with money, and she's gonna fuck, suck, and spend her way to the top. I like that because that's a character you can understand. She's a villain. It makes perfect sense. And the only other one that makes any sense was Big Vito. Nice to see Vito, old-time wrestler I liked since ECW days, doing exactly what he does best. But man, did that ruin your show? Because what did Vito say? Vito was the only relatable character because he sat there saying, "This is bullshit.
Shit it was.
This is fucking shit. What are we doing here? Is this a wrestling company? I'm here to protect my investment. You guys are fucking doing bullshit. I'll fuck you up. You want to fight me? Huh?"
It's like all he was doing was yeah, no, you're right. It's absolute shit.
It is. It's dog shit. And JCW, shape up.
Core. He said quack.
Shout out Core said quack. And so I just wanted to real quick hammer out the JCW. I've seen a lot better JCW in the past. But they want to bring in new viewers, talking about Vince Russo, bringing Vito in, all this stuff they're trying to do to bring in new viewers. Their production values, we would say that. It looked better than some of AEW shows. They had a screen, they had a set, they had a crowd that was into it. All of that was nice. But then you put on the dog shittest wrestling show I ever watched for 40 minutes. Thank God it wasn't an hour, and half the advertisements were annoying. I love ICP. I have a fucking ICP tattoo.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm gonna tell you right now, JCW was dog shit. Watch AAA. Even if you don't understand a lick of Spanish, it's a better show.
Mm-hmm.
It's probably the best wrestling show on right now. So, let's see. We looked at the fucking weird DoorDash girl.
Mm-hmm.
We looked at Mizkif and his weird ass.
Mm-hmm.
I guess what they have in common is that they're both sexual assaulters of some degree.
Mm-hmm.
And JCW sucks. Well, that sounds like a stream to me.
Yeah. I'm just ready for it to be over now.
Okay.
To be honest, I have had a toothache for a few days, and tonight, it is just it's really killing. It's like almost like someone's just drilling in the tooth. So it's like it's fucking annoying, and talking just kind of hurts.
And it's after 2:30 in the morning.
Actually, hold on. I didn't do that right. Hold on. There we go.
It's all right. It's like a 5.
Oh, I don't want to do this on stream.
You can't get a 7?
Or am I a bitch if I don't?
You can't get a 7 off? I mean, that was a 5. 7. Okay, fair enough.
I got like that. I didn't get like that, so that's, yeah.
It had malice behind it, so I'll allow it.
Okay.
So anything else tonight?
No, that's it. Just remember that, not sure when, but we're going to have a very special guest on the Sandwich Makers broadcast coming soon. And it is going to be talking more about Twitch, so I am excited about that. Yeah. I'm just excited.
Not because we like Twitch, but because fuck Twitch.
Exactly.
And you can catch us streaming on basically every platform except for that one.
Next Saturday, just because we are having Thanksgiving next week, there's not going to be a show. Just, we're all going to be in like turkey comas. Everyone's going to be like with family and stuff. So
you'll be too busy fisting turkeys.
In observance of Thanksgiving, we will not be having an episode next Saturday. So enjoy your time with your family. I hope you get to eat lots of turkey and you just get to have a great time and just be with family and not have to worry about a bunch of drama and shit like that. So thanks for everyone for watching. I hope you like this. I will be giving updates on all the stuff that we talked about. Please have a wonderful Thanksgiving. I hope that you enjoy it and I hope you get lots of wonderful turkey. And we will see you guys in 2 weeks.